See?
How do I look?
Welcome to the studio, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers. You guys have, yeah. Only
Cheers,
one
cheers,
Heineken, a
cheers.
water,
Yeah.
and a
Oh,
coffee.
coffee.
There we go. All right. Well, we've been sitting here for a few minutes chatting, but yeah, welcome. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate you all making the way out here. I'm not sure where you guys live. You live as far as Tmac here?
We're in Langley by the
Langley?
Costco, so
Yeah.
we appreciate having us on here, man. It's cool.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a good idea. Like I was saying before, like I don't know too much about bikes, but it's also like promote the company and stuff like that. Like, you know, so it's always a good thing.
Totally.
Also
Yeah.
to learn too.
Yeah.
Learn
No,
about
100%.
the shop, learn about you guys and everything. So what is the history of the shop? Because you guys are Denco in Cloverdale. So family-run business, and then you guys took over. How did it all start?
Well, there's a guy from Surrey named Dennis Marks, and he started the shop in 77 in his mom's basement. So he owned it for about 20 years. But about 10 years in, I guess he rode like a madman. He was the nicest guy you ever met in the world, and he got into a crash and killed all the nerves in his left arm. So he would still ride his bike, but he would have the clutch and brake on right side. And a few years later, he owned the shop for about 20 years. Then he ended up passing away on his bike. Same thing, kind of. I guess he had a culvert coming back from Mission Raceway with a bunch of guys. But he had the biggest funeral at the time. There was 1,000 bikes at that funeral.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So everybody, like, even to this day, talking to guys, like, they still remember him and talk about stories since when they were 20 years old meeting this guy. So when he passed away, the guys that worked at the shop ran the shop for about 4 years. And then after that, Travis Baker bought it. And he was about 23. Then he owned it for 18 years. So he bought it in 02 and owned it till 2020. And then, you know, we were good customers and we ended up getting close with him. And one day we walk in and he's like, yeah, so I'm moving to Kamloops. And, you know, my eyes pop in my head. And I'm like, you know, what about the shop? And he looked at me. He's like, why don't you guys buy it? And, you know, I couldn't speak or nothing. Like, I was in complete shock. And the rest is kind of history. Like, it was, you know, jump head first in the water. And
Damn.
yeah.
That's
And
awesome. So did you go see him after and you're like, hey,
Yeah.
we
we
got
were
an idea?
Yeah, well, we were actually there picking our bikes up together, and you know, he told us, and both of us were like, you know, like I was speechless. So my dad was there, and he came up, and none of us were talking. He's like, "What are you guys talking about? What's going on?" Like he was kind of freaking out, and then we told him after, and you know, and every person in our life after that told us, "No, don't do it." And
The
so
boomers telling you not to
Yeah.
do it.
boomers, yeah, all our friends, like pretty much everybody.
Really?
Yeah, there wasn't one person that told us to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Why is that? Why does that happen? I hear that all the time. Where it's
Man,
like,
I
yeah,
would have
didn't want
told
me
you to do it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you hear that all the time. Like, yeah, like that's how like some of the greatest ideas ever happen. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was told not to do this, and then all of a
Right.
sudden it
Yeah.
just blows up.
Well, everyone stays in the safe zone. You know what I mean? Our parents, they work jobs their whole lives. They never owned businesses. It was a big jump for everyone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So they're just telling us, you know, obviously for the love of us, and
They're
they want
scared
us
for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And then everyone we talk to, like our uncle, you know, he ran businesses and stuff, but they were never really successful. So it's just coming from their own experiences, right? So
Yeah.
we just we end up talking to Travis, and we were close with him, and he's just like, why not? He's like, well, what? And we're like, well, man, what if we fail? And he's like, well, what if you fail? He's like, what if you succeed? You know, he's like, you never
Yeah.
know. And he's like, you might as well jump in the deep end. You guys are in your 20s and just do it, you know? So
That's young too.
yeah.
Or-
Yeah, I was 24 and Corey was 28. So
Nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was pretty. It was, you know how everything works out for a reason, right, Jamie? Like, you know, at the time I was an electrician. I got a job at C-SPAN in North Van on the docks, and everybody told me like, you know, you're set for life. You're gonna retire here, and all these kids work there, and their dads work there, and everybody's making good money. I've never seen a job site where everybody rolls in and on Harleys and Hellcats and Maseratis. Like there was some chick that was a painter and she rolled in a Maserati, and I'm like, I guess this is a place, right?
Yeah.
So I started working there, and everybody's like, yeah, you're set. And I worked there for 15 months, and 12 guys died in the 15 months that I worked there. And
Jeez.
Jesus.
it wasn't like on site or anything, but I mean, a lot of them worked there forever, just the chemicals and, you know, brain aneurysms, different things. A lot of guys made good money, so they abused substances, right?
Yeah.
A lot of guys were partying, and And a lot of them were young guys like my age, and and one guy, like I talked to one day, and the next day he died, and so it was this weird thing, and everybody kind of just brushed it off like nothing. One kid I worked with, me and him end up working side by side, and we were on the maintenance crew, so all we did was pick up electrical cords, and it was a government job, so they try to keep us on, and like, so you gotta hide and not be found, you know what I mean? Because if they find you doing nothing, then they're gonna shut the job down, kind of thing. So everybody's kind of dragging it out, and this one kid I worked with, I went to school, and he ended up doing the same thing by himself, like pick up electrical cords, and I always wanted a job when I was a kid, like, hey, making good money doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
And after 2 weeks, you're going nuts, and I went to school, and then I came back, and he ended up committing suicide because it was just kind of torture, you know what I mean? Like just doing mundane things every day.
Inner demons, everything.
Yeah.
Too.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
it all comes out at that time, right?
Yeah.
Totally. Like I've never experienced anything like that. Just pouring rain in the water and sitting in a sea can hiding, but you're making, $30-$40 an hour, so you think it's good money doing nothing, but it's just mental torture, right? So, so at the time, I just didn't really know what was going on with my life. I was, in a rough spot, and I was praying to God, and God kind of answered my questions, but at the same time, it was like you're almost signing a deal with the devil, you know what I mean? So
Because was the shop pretty busy when Travis owned it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was super busy, and that was the hard part, coming into a biker shop that's been around for 45 years, and you're the new kids on the block,
Yeah,
and people,
new ownership.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
like, oh, great.
right?
Yeah, a couple young guys,
A couple
new
young
guys.
We had zero business experience, and we were not even bike mechanics or anything, right?
Yeah.
So coming from a trade background, just working on our own bikes and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a big dive, and
Yeah, I was curious because that was kind of one of the things I was like brainstorming. I was like, did you guys come up at an early age surrounded by bikes already and kind of were like in tune with it?
yeah, like we grew up, and our dads had a bike since we were 2-3 years old, like. So we've always been on the back of it. It's been a lifestyle since we were kids, right? So it's the passion's there, right?
Yeah.
And that's what kind of fuels everything, right?
Yeah. That's good though, because it kind of like paves the road later in life.
Yeah.
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 Being around that stuff super early, it was something I always wanted and dreamed of, and then when you get it, then you're like, do I really want it? But
What was that first day like opening up the doors? Like obviously you had to go through the whole like side of ownership and all that type of stuff, but like that first day walking into the shop must have been a trip.
Oh, it was,
Like,
well, Corey worked there for the summer, so Trav's like, well, why don't you come work here? Corey actually worked there for free, so then he's like, put in the time, come see how it is, and run the front counter, and if you like it, then let's do it, and then if you don't, you can just walk away and do whatever you're doing. And then I was working there on Saturdays and still working HVAC at the time. So then there was a big transition, and then we're trying to get loans, and it literally wasn't going through until the last minute. And then we ended up signing the papers, and and it was October 1st. We walked in, took over the shop, and it was such a crazy feeling because that's when the actual battle began,
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's always interesting too, like going in with family.
Yeah.
Always be like, hey, how's this gonna work? I'm sure people warned you, like, oh, you're going
Yeah.
with your brother, gotta be careful, like whoever it is, or a good friend.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's always like kind of can be a slippery slope sometimes.
Oh,
I'm sure you guys have battled over the years, if I had to guess.
Yeah. There's been lots of good days and bad days, but
That's just business, though.
yeah, exactly.
Like you're gonna have good days and bad days. Hopefully, more good days and bad days.
Yeah.
But
totally.
yeah, nice. Because you guys do parts, and what else do you specialize in?
Performance and repair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything, So yeah, meeting a lot of good people through this. Like, our first year we met Trev, and right when he pulled in, I'm like, this guy's super cool. I'm like, I could be buddies with him. And so I've met some of my best buds through this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's always like
Just
a
opens
brotherhood,
doors.
right? When it comes to the bikes, you always
100%.
hear that. Right?
Totally, you know. But it's weird. It's a bit of a different industry, right? There's a lot of ego involved, and
Yeah.
so it's kind of tough. When I was young, and I was like, every guy that owns a Harley is super cool, right? And then I meet them, I'm like, man, these guys are kind of mean. But yeah, most of the time, I mean, yeah, I met some of the best and worst people in the world through this industry. But
Yeah.
you know, 9 times out of 10, most of the guys are solid. So
Yeah. Is that where Haas goes?
Yeah, Haas used to go to Travis, but Haas does a lot of his own work. And then I think he used to go to Don Bennett a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I used to go to Don.
Yeah.
And then I met these guys when I bought an FXR.
Yeah.
Because they specialize in FXRs and Dynas, and that's where it went.
So you got to educate me on this, Dynas and FSX or whatever.
So, Sons of Anarchy?
I know the show, but I never watched.
So all the bikes they ride, like the club bikes, are Dynas and FXRs. So they're not like the full bagger with all the bags on them. They're kind of in between. They're smaller size bikes, so you can still rip around. But yeah, they handle well. They rip, so a lot of the club guys liked them because they can get away from the cops and they can pretty much change the whole style of them, right?
Nice. So that has a lot to do with like the length of the frame and everything too, and the size of the engine. And
yeah,
everything.
just like the geometry of the frame and the wheelbase, and they're a lot lighter, so they're like 500-600 pounds compared to like a 800 or 900 pound bike.
Yeah. So that would be more like a road glide or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
a big. That's more of like a traveling.
Like a
bike.
touring
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touring bike.
Yeah.
But nowadays, a lot of guys are doing those up because they're So there's a racing class called King of the Baggers now.
Okay.
It started as a joke. Everybody, like our part supplier, the major part supplier for North America, they came up with this bet that they could take an old man touring bike and turn in a race bike. So the first year was kind of for fun, and next thing you know, they got competitive, and now it's like this full thing where they're shedding weight on these bikes, doing them all crazy, and they're 6 seconds off of sport bikes now. So yeah,
So
so
they weigh almost double.
almost, yeah. I mean, I think they got them down to like 500 pounds now.
Wow.
But like you said, some of the sport bikes are super light, and so they do all the same tracks. Now they're over in Europe, and yeah, they're getting down to 6 seconds off. So they're hitting top speeds 185 mile an hour on the straight stretches and those things. So
Jeez.
yeah,
Which
is
Harley
unheard of.
used to have a sport bike. It was the Buell.
Okay.
Yep.
Have you ever seen a Buell? That's
Maybe.
what the Harley sport bike was, and then it got discontinued, right?
So Eric Buell worked for Harley. He helped design the FXR.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
he took off. Went his own way and designed the Buell.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, a guy was something happened. I can't remember what the company, but he ended up, I think he was broke, or he ended up selling the company, and now he's kind of nothing. Now this other company owns Buell, and that's what's taken off now. But
Yeah,
it
the
was a
super
game
bike.
changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a game changer at the time, and everybody thought it was going to take off, and he was
Yeah.
a really smart guy, but I think he wasn't the best business guy, maybe. I'm not sure, right? But
If you're a Harley guy, you know what FXRs and Dynas are, early models.
Like even I know I've heard of it. But
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I don't know
Like,
exactly
I didn't-
tell the difference.
Mo-
I'm like,
Wait, no, that
I
educate
didn't
me.
know.
that's
like,
show me.
most Harley guys don't know. How many
Yeah.
guys came up to you and said nice Sportster?
Yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah.
everybody. do. They
Yeah.
think it's a Sportster or some sort of typical
is that
bike
like a
they've
girl
seen.
Harley bike?
No,
Yeah.
it's just a small. Chrissy rides a Sportster,
it's
right?
like the smallest Harley
Yeah.
that they make. You know, so
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
like
It's
a
like a massive
beginner.
Miata.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
most women ride Sportsters. You know?
yeah. So
Easier
like,
to handle.
Yeah,
smaller.
exactly.
I had no clue what an FXR Dyna was, and then I started hanging out with Haas a lot, and he has the Dyna and FXR, and he kind of just ran me through. There's all these are they acronyms for bikes like FXR, FXD, FXDX?
They're
So-
called what are they? There's a name for them. Like so
Yeah.
all like Road Glide's FLTR.
Yeah, so you got to
It's
learn
like the
all
model.
the
Designation.
model of the
Designation.
bike.
Yeah.
And some of the bikes, like say an early model FXD, is not as rare as an early model FXDX, because the DX comes with different parts, different front ends, different rears.
Is it
different
mostly
brakes.
the same engine though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like every 10 or 15 years they would come out with a different motor, right? But then every bike had the same motor throughout all the models, right? So they all, except for the Sportster, that was a way different motor than the big twins. But then, yeah, like the FXD was like a base model. Then they had the FXDX, which was like the sport model. So it had done-up suspension. All the parts are blacked out. Then they had the FX DXT, which is like a touring sport model.
And
right?
that's what Corey and I have. Well, Justin has one too, but the green one I have is FX DXT. That's a T Sport. That's a Dyna model.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it's just a rare model that comes with accessories that you can't have unless you have that model.
Gotcha.
Like the front end's different, the triple tree is different, the fairing is different. It's all super rare stuff like that.
But just like cars, you can totally customize.
Oh, yeah.
your
Oh,
bike to
100%.
literally look like
Yeah.
that bike, but
Yep.
it's actually not that.
Yeah.
Like what we're into, we call them factory custom because they're factory paint, but they have custom motors, cams, everything's touched, but they look original. Like you could buy them off the showroom floor.
Gotcha.
So some guys are more into that type of style. Some guys are more into the fancy paint.
It's almost like a
and-
resto mod then.
yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
It's like a '69 Camaro that looks stock, but it's got suspension, LS motor,
Disc brakes,
Yeah.
everything.
yeah,
Gotcha.
all
Okay.
updated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want it to perform, but also handle.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
I know. I see so many bikes these days. I'm like, man, I've always wanted a Harley,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I used to have that Honda
Suzuki.
Yeah, Suzuki
1000.
SV 1000S back in the day. But I don't think I would ride the same. That's the thing.
No,
Yeah.
Like did I have kids when I had that?
no.
I don't think so.
No.
I did some pretty stupid shit. Me and Lenny had his CBR 600.
Yeah.
And we had like ripped a Whistler in like an hour.
Yeah.
And we splitting semis and shit and
Yeah.
fucking racing. And I'm like, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
I was like, this is retarded.
Death trap.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
They're all death traps, but at least a Harley, you're not going that fast. Well,
You look good going slow.
yeah. And it's
Yeah.
almost about how, like, for me, it's how clean the bike is, and it's really how it performs the most. But I like a clean bike. I like people saying, wow, this guy takes care of his bike. It's really clean.
Yeah.
It's got all the OEM parts. It's fucking cool. It's not just out to fucking rip 180 or go crazy fast or
Is it mostly Harleys you guys are working on then?
Only Harleys.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So
it's
it
only
started as an only Harley shop, and that's all we specialize in.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay. Yeah.
so don't bring your Suzuki 1000, brother.
Hey guys, you remember me?
Yeah.
That thing didn't sound too bad though, because it had dual
It was fast.
exhaust. It was quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
a
those
big
are sick
bike.
bikes. Yeah.
It was a big bike. Yeah.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah. 1000 cc. That's
It was
That's a
quick.
big motor.
Yeah, I think the fastest ever went was like 230.
Because that was
Crazy.
Dave's
It was
day.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so Dave used to ride that. I used
Yeah.
to dwarf that thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's
getting on
huge.
top of it. And then I think, I went and got my license. And then I was like, can I ride your bike? And then eventually I think he ended up just giving it to me. Or I
Like, what was
spent
your first
$2,000
bike?
for it.
I had a 82 Yamaha
Yeah.
Maxim. It was a 750. So the thing, it was the same thing. It would redline at like 12,000 RPM.
Yeah.
So in fourth gear, you can hit like 220K.
Yeah.
But it was a big cruiser model. So it was like a cruiser with like a, Japanese motor in it. So it just ripped.
You didn't bring that to Denco, did you?
No, dude, I owned that when I was 17, so I was in grade 12, and then sold it, and then ended up, I didn't ride for a year because I was working and trying to save up for a Harley, and then that's when I bought my FXR, and then I've had it
Did you
since.
drive it to school
Wow.
in grade 12?
No, I think I rode it once, but it was the tail end, so it was right before the summer.
Yeah.
So Corey got his first Harley. My dad had a bike, and then I picked this thing up for like $2,000. They're like, "Well, just buy a bike, and then you come ride with us, right?" And then I just picked up some piece of shit. It was broken down all the time, and I
Yeah.
put like
Sounds like an
$3,000.
FXR,
Yeah,
man.
I
What are
put
you
$3,000
talking about?
into it, doing the head gaskets, and the guy's like, "Man, this thing's a lemon." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck."
Yeah,
You're like, this is all I got, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
that would have been sick though, because I just think back to being in the mindset of grade 12, and if some guy
Oh.
showed up on a bike, you're like, "Holy
Right.
shit, that guy's
Yeah.
cool."
Yeah, I didn't even have a car. You had the
I didn't-
wagon or the van.
No, I had Dave's van, Nissan Quest.
Look like a vacuum, one of those dust busters.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hurt.
But we had Lenny's Lincoln.
yeah, the gangster ride.
The 78 Lincoln, gold
Yeah.
tinted windows.
He bought it
100-spoke
from.
rims. It was
Sick.
sick.
He bought it from
Sick.
Sam. You guys know.
Oh,
Sam.
Johnson.
Yeah, Sam Johnson.
We don't really know him, but
Well, yeah.
know of him.
He
Yeah.
was Lenny's neighbor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a lowrider guy, right?
yeah.
That car,
huge
like-
bike guy too.
But
Oh,
in
yeah.
grade 12, like when Lenny got that, we're all like, this is sick.
That was the car.
Oh,
Yeah, that it had
Oh, I
like
bet.
two 12s in the back.
Yeah.
It was like the biggest back seat, and it was like all digital dash, and it was like the smoothest car I've ever driven.
Yeah,
like
it was
to this day,
floated
you
on a
could just
cloud.
you could just drive with one finger. Like it was insane, that car.
I should have
cool.
kept that car.
I wish I should have kept Eleanor.
The what?
93 Ford Taurus wagon.
Oh man, terrible, dude. Baby blue, man.
I called her Eleanor.
Baby blue.
As soon as I saw Gone in 60 Seconds, I was
That's
like, that's your
terrible.
new
Yeah.
name.
No word.
Baby Blue. It had the suicide seats in the back.
Yeah.
So we'd drive up to Harrison, and like some of the guys would just sit in the back drinking beer, looking out the back window.
Dude,
Yeah, I named her Eleanor.
Dope.
That's so cool.
brings you back.
Yeah, like Big Red. Big Red was a good truck.
Yeah, we drove around that truck a lot.
Yeah.
Sidestep, real weird.
Oh yeah, flare side.
Oh,
Fucking badass.
What was
baby,
it?
fire truck red.
F-150 2000. Yeah,
Sick.
150. Yeah, it was extended cab, and then the engine block fucking cracked in half.
Yeah,
I was like
dude.
driving down the
Train
road. I was like,
motor.
go. I'm like, oh my god, what's happening to my truck?
Cracked in half.
Yeah, I tell you, my dad knows Gary's Automotive. That
Yeah.
was on
Oh, yeah.
32nd there.
Yeah.
And I was actually I was living next door at the time before we bought this place. And I was driving to work to High Point, and my truck just started fucking making all this crazy noise. So I called my father-in-law because he owns a big truck shop out in Delta, and I was like, something's going on with my truck. He's like, get it home. So I was like, okay. And then Gary came and picked it up, and then he's like, yeah, your engine block's cracked now. I need a new engine. I'm like, what's that? He's like, 4,500. I'm like, what's that truck worth? He's like, $3,000. I'm like, sick.
Yeah.
I was like, good day. All right, need a new truck. Fuck.
That's okay. You got the use out of it.
Yeah.
It was a great truck up until then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Gary was, he was close. Well, at the time with the older guys at Denco and stuff like that. So he used to bring his bike in, and Cody, his kid, used to go
Yeah.
hunting with Travis, the old owner.
I used to
and-
run with him.
Really? With
Yeah.
Cody?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I knew Cody.
That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah.
Small
Yeah,
world, you know.
Well, yeah, because I think he's in Aldergrove now, isn't he? Gary's Automotive.
No, they're just pretty much in the hood there off like 198th or something.
Industrial, I
thought-
think.
I thought they.
I
I
know
swear
they.
I thought he went out to.
I know they
went
got
out
a
to
new
fucking
shop. And
Aldergrove, yeah.
it's huge. We went by and there's like,
Yeah.
I swear there's like 10 lifts or something.
Yeah, because Delaney's are in there. Or Aldergrove now.
Yeah, at OK Tire.
Yeah. I popped by there the first time.
Yeah, I popped by
last
there
summer.
a couple times.
Yeah.
I like it there.
It's nice.
It
Because you
is
can rent
nice.
out all upstairs and everything.
I really feel like Brett's just on point.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah.
It's good. I always like to see people doing well.
Yeah, I saw
Dude,
Sierra
yeah.
there and
Yeah.
Randy, and I really like seeing all of them. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you guys have different responsibilities at the shop then? Is like one more of a tech guy? You know, you have your areas you kind of stay in?
We've got our specific roles. I mean, you know, we both work the service and all that. Corey's more in the back, kind of helping with the jobs going on, like overseeing everything back there. And, you know, I'm more looking over the parts. Like we do have a parts guy, and then, you know, obviously the guys in the back that work for us. So, you know, as a business owner, you kind of wear every hat, right? But we
Yeah.
do have our specific roles, and, you know, they're not completely separate because there's so much going on. So sometimes we got to blend and kind of be doing the same thing, so we're always on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. How many guys are in the back?
Got 3 right now, and then our parts guy, and then us 2.
Nice. Nice. How was the last like 5 years with business? Like, did COVID affect you guys too much? I mean,
Well, we bought it right in the midst of COVID, and
Nice.
everybody's scared, and we're scared, and it was one of the best years ever because nobody
Yeah.
could go anywhere. So
Guys are
everybody-
getting $2,000 a month to spend on their Harleys.
Yeah.
yeah, I can't wear.
So everybody's putting money in their Harleys. It was pretty good.
And I feel like a lot of people during COVID really got into bike riding
Yeah.
because, like, you have to be outside and
you
you're
couldn't go
social
anywhere.
distancing
That's a really good
and-
point.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a really good point, Trev, because a lot of people after that year got into it.
Yeah.
Or they're bringing their old bikes out and getting them fixed up, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, they're sitting at home. They're like, "Fuck, I might as well work on this thing I walk by every
Yeah.
day."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't ridden in 10 years. This is the year. I can't go anywhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one day I want to get a bike again.
oh, you'd love it, man.
You'd love
it. Yeah.
It's the
It'd be so weird to be like, "How do I do this again?"
yeah.
Oh, you pick it up. You pick it up.
Yeah, it'd be like riding a
Yeah,
bike all
yeah.
over again.
But it's
Yeah.
just the
It's-
therapy, you know, and like going on road trips with all of us, and you know, it's the only thing that takes your mind off everyday life and kind of actually de-stress. You know?
like
and
that was one of the what I remember about being on a bike was that sensation of being free.
Yeah.
And what is that? Because like you can take a car and drive somewhere, but it's not nearly the same feeling.
Yeah.
So what is it about being on a motorcycle, you think?
Like I
that
had
has
a
that
little bit
free
of
feeling?
both. Like when I had the truck, I had that short bed
Yeah.
OBS truck.
Yeah.
And I would take Chrissy and the dog and we go for a drive, and that is kind of like riding the bike, and it's kind of de-stress. But on the bike, you're alone. You're with your thoughts. It's quiet, and all you're doing is thinking about riding that bike.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not thinking about working. You're not thinking about home shit. You're not thinking about anything really.
Yeah.
You're kind of getting that flow state. You know?
Yeah.
And road tripping on a bike compared to a car. In a car, you've got a destination. You're like, okay, this is where we're going. That's how we're getting there. On a bike, a lot of times we don't even have a plan. We're like, we got 5 days. We're jumping on the bike. The best feeling in the world is jumping on the bike at like 5 a.m, grabbing a coffee with your buddies, and you have
100%.
no place to go
Yeah.
except for the road, you know? And that's probably the biggest feeling of freedom that you can get, you know? And
You almost can't explain it. There's this T-shirt that Harley had, and on the back it said, "If I have to explain, you don't understand. You won't understand."
yeah.
So it's so weird because it means so much, that saying, because I try and put it into words to certain people, and they don't understand. You know what I mean? Like people have never been on a bike, you know, because you've been on a bike, right? Mm-hmm. So like we rode up to Calgary to go see my buddy. He was playing for the Stampeders, and he won that year. So we rode up, and there's a guy, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was younger, there's a guy named Choclair. He was a Canadian.
Yeah, of course.
You know Choclair?
Who doesn't not remember that guy?
So Choclair was there filming a music video, and they had an after party there. So we all went up, and they were like, "Yeah, maybe you can have your bikes in there and stuff." So we rode our bikes up there, and my buddies, they drove up, and they were like, "Oh man, how shitty was that drive?" You know what I mean? To like through Banff to Calgary and stuff like that. And we were like, "What do you mean? That was unreal.
It's gorgeous.
We're mind blown.
Beautiful. Like every minute on the Harley, you're looking around.
Dude,
and
I drove through there and I thought it was gorgeous. I couldn't believe I wasn't riding.
Yeah.
4 kids.
Yeah. But they don't appreciate that stuff, right? So he's like telling this one guy that was the producer of the music video from Toronto, and he lost it. He started telling everybody in the bar, he's like, "These guys rode their bikes up here from Vancouver. That's crazy, you know?"
Oh man.
And that's when my buddies got into perspective. They're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "It's nuts. It's dangerous, you know?" So like, you know, some of the shit like we went through, it was crazy because like every day my dad would call us and update us, and he's watching the weather, and he's like, "There's 150-mile-an-hour winds today," and I'm like, "Oh, it's not that bad." And we're going through Cranbrook or the Kootenays, and it's just us in a car, and the car in front of us gets blown over a car length, and we're like, or a lane, right? And we're like, "Holy shit!" And the next thing you know, we get blown right over, and our helmets are getting ripped everywhere from the wind. It was insane. And then we rode through forest fires. We went through hail. Like we were going through Calgary, and it was a 2-hour straight stretch. And there's this little cloud, like as far as you can see. And we're coming up to it. 2 hours later, we finally get through it. We're riding through, and everyone's pulling over in their cars. And I'm like, "Justin, why are they pulling over?" And he's like, "There's hail." And my dad said there's hail the size of quarters that day. So everybody's pulling over because they thought it was going to break their windshield. And we're like, "What do we do?" And we tucked behind our windshields and just gave her, and only hears ting, ting, ting off the bikes. It's going off your hands, your knees. Like,
I would have pulled over, man.
But what are you going to do? Just sit in the hail?
in the hail?
I would have pulled over before the hail.
Yeah, but you can't wait it out.
You don't know.
Because how long is it going to last?
Yeah.
Right?
So we're like,
I would have been
"Fuck it."
worried for my bike.
Oh, what are you going to do? We were on a road trip, man. I just went through 3 breakdowns. I'm getting to Calgary,
Did
man.
you take the FXR?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, that must have been a sick ride all the way to Calgary.
It
I'm
was
surprised you
unreal.
made it on the FXR.
Me too. Had a couple of roadside repairs, and
That's okay.
but we're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go on trips like that, you better kind of know your bike.
Oh yeah, bring some tools.
Yeah.
you know, and
And
Bring
that's how
some
we learned.
oil.
And that's how
yeah,
we learned,
oil.
you know.
But that's the character of it. You know what I mean? When you get the bike back up and running, you make it to the destination. Like that's the best feeling in the world. You know, and it's the unknown, right? Like you don't know if you're gonna break down. You don't know if there's gonna be wildlife. what you're going to encounter on a bike trip.
Yeah.
You know,
You might run out of gas sometimes.
get yelled at by Rick.
That's right. Don't run out of gas around
Tell
Rick.
Jamie the story.
Oh, well,
Well,
my
I got-
bike
You have to throw a lip pillow in it.
doesn't have a gas gauge. I have an FXRP that doesn't have a gas, or the gas gauge works,
grab
but
one
it's
of those?
kind of sketchy. So we're riding and we're going up through Boston Bar, and we're with Travis, these boys, and Travis's dad Rick, and he's kind of an old biker guy. Like
He's an
if you're
intense biker.
if you're not on time, bro, he hassles you. Like we're out for the ride. Like it's chill, you know. Like if I'm 10 minutes late, it's okay. Like we're still going for a ride, Rick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyways, we're riding. I didn't think I needed gas, and then we're riding back, and we're really close to the gas station. And man, my bike starts putting, run out of gas. Yeah. I flag Corey down next to me. I'm pointing at my tank. I'm just making sure I'm gonna pull over in the shade because it's like 40 degrees out.
Yeah, makes
so
sense.
me and Corey pull over in the shade. Justin goes back and gets me gas. I get back to Boston Bar. It's all good. Maybe 20 minutes?
We had a good
behind?
time. We smoked joints.
That's right. We smoked joints the whole time. We hung out in the shade. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
But when I got back, man, Rick gave me the hardest time, and he still gives me a hard time about gas every time we go for a ride. Make sure you got gas. You gonna run out of gas this time? Make sure you got gas. I'm
Like, that's
yeah,
not even an
dude.
enjoyable guy to ride with then. No?
I-
Or is he just
But that's the
like,
old
he's-
school
yeah,
mentality.
it's just
He'll,
old
he'll
school
just bust
thing.
your chops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I love riding with older biker dudes. They're the best to ride with. They know how to ride. They know how to stay two up. They know how to, maintain fucking pace. They just know how to ride. They're safe about everything. You know what I'm saying?
It was just different back in the day. It was more hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
right? It was always like put as many miles as you can, and be a
Everybody and their dog
be
has a
biker.
fucking bike nowadays. Do you know what I mean? Like, so
there's
there's
a lot of bikes on the road.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
bikes on the road, and some people don't have any type of knowledge of how to ride or riding properly or following fucking rules. In most places, do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of deaths nowadays too.
Yeah,
and
like one of my favorite stories of Lenny when he got pulled over once on his bike. The fucking cop walked up beside him, and like Lenny was still taking his helmet off, and the cop is just fucking screaming at him. And he takes his helmet off, takes his headphones off. He's like, "What'd you say?"
Well, that's what I mean. Lots of people are they're crushing music when they're riding, and then they have no clue of the surroundings going
See,
on.
I rocked music a few times, and another problem with music, obviously being unsafe too, not hearing shit around you, is that I have like a fucking pump up song
Gets
come
you
on,
amped.
and I'm just
Yeah.
like, "Let's fucking
Yeah.
go!"
and then you're
This
ripping.
Skrillex is gonna kill me.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And at the
like,
same time, I feel like guys like us, a lot of guys aren't listening to music. They're listening to the bike because we want to know how our bike is running on trips
gotta be
like
in
that.
tune.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you're not listening to your bike, something's wrong. You're not catching it. Stuff like that's gonna happen. You know what I mean with those older fucking bikes.
Yeah.
But I never listen to music. No,
Well, it's funny,
never.
like Rick that works at the shop, he's a 1,000,000-mile guy on his bike.
Yeah.
Right? Probably done 1,000,000 miles on his bike. And I told him, like, he's got a road glide. I'm like, listen to music. It's kind of cool. He's like, I got too much going up here when I'm riding. I can't
Well, you
listen to
probably
music,
figure
know,
out,
so-
like, you probably go on like deep thought
You
Yeah.
do.
when
It's
you're riding.
Dude,
your
I
bike.
would
Think,
I
like-
lose myself, and then
Yeah.
I'm somewhere
different.
kilometers away, and I'm like, wow, I was just thinking. the
I'll
whole
do that
time.
driving,
Yeah.
and all of
Yeah.
a sudden
Yeah.
pull
Yeah.
up to a red light, and I'm like, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'll be like off somewhere else. I'm like, oh, this is how you get in an accident, Jamie.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. But my mind is always
Yeah.
Yeah.
like thinking, like I'll go deep too.
Yeah.
I'll go back to
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
why am I the way I am?
Yeah.
Why do I look at stuff differently? Why do I love fucking space? I don't fucking know. Whatever it is, I'm like
Yeah.
fucking gone half the time.
Yeah.
But
And
the
I'm
thing
like,
is,
huh?
on a bike, like you gotta focus, right? And you're always
Yeah.
in the flow state, and you're hitting the corners, so that takes a lot of the like distractions away. But yeah, when you're on the open road and you're going through some crazy shit, sometimes you go into a deep place and you actually find yourself, you know,
Yeah.
not to be, philosophical or
Weird.
weird.
I
But
love that shit, dude. I could talk all night about that stuff.
Well, Jamie, I mean, like, I growing up, like, I dealt with anxiety and stuff like that, and thinking about overthinking. I was a big overthinker. Think about all these things going through my life, and so when we were older, we took martial arts, and that and riding are the only two things that took my mind off things. Because I remember when I'd be sparring, we're riding in a rainstorm, and I'm thinking about all these things and I'm almost dying. I'm like, if I think about this and I get knocked out in martial arts, or if I'm riding, I go off the road, you know what I mean? So it literally made me not think about it because it was life or death, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it literally took my mind. It was the only way to take my mind off it.
Well, it
you
creates
know?
discipline in your
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's one of the things I've always heard, because I've been listening to Rogan for 10
Yeah.
fucking
You
years
are
now.
Rogan, man.
No, far from it.
Jay Rogan.
Yeah.
It's not the first time I've fucking heard that.
Well, of course not, man. I've known you for over 30 years,
But
dude. Come
he
on.
talks a lot about that with like discipline with martial
Yeah.
arts and stuff like that. No.
that was the biggest thing, you know? I mean, going to martial arts, and it's funny, you're sparring this kid and he's 13 years old with glasses, and, you know, you try and go light and this kid's almost going to kill you.
Just gonna tune
He's
you
a
up.
black belt, yeah.
And I'm like, I can't think about what's going on with work or with my life, because I'm like, I got to focus and make sure this kid with glasses doesn't knock me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened to me in here before too.
Yeah.
And
Like
it-
where I'll be
yeah.
having a conversation with someone
And
and
you
I'm
think-
thinking about
yeah.
someone else. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like you have to be like engaged in the conversation.
Yeah.
Like you have to be present.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
in the
you're
moment.
like,
Yeah.
huh? Like,
You know?
but it's so easy to get. It's probably out of
Especially-
any other year, it's the easiest to get distracted is now.
Especially,
100%.
Each morning we wake up, it's easier and
It
easier
is.
and easier to get distracted.
I mean, I also find that with high achieving individuals, but high achieving men, you know, successful men,
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot
always
going
thinking-
on.
Always thinking
Yeah.
about different
Constantly.
things, right?
Yeah,
But
like-
at the same time, like you said, they're also the same guys that are the most present at that for that 5 seconds or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's
That's why they're successful.
Yeah.
Because when it came to that business meeting, they fucking nailed it.
yeah,
Because
Exactly.
they had to sit down every night to fucking focus on what they were going to say during that meeting.
100%.
Yeah, it's
That's a
the
good
same
perspective.
thing.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
it's
like
just-
what you do, man. Like
Yeah.
when I talk to anybody about you, is like, how the fuck does he have 3 kids and a home, and he's a podcast, and he does his vaulted, and
Yeah.
then he builds fucking cold tanks, and it's wild to me to think about how much energy that takes.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's impressive to think about.
It is.
Because, like, I
It's
work
inspiring.
and I'm up at 4:35 and I'm doing my thing and I work the day. But, man, when I'm home, I'm not thinking about doing other projects maybe like you are, or maybe that differs a lot,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I honestly I've thought about this, and I think I was so obsessed with not being a bodybuilder back in the day, but watching like old school like Pumping Iron. with-
Yeah.
with like
Pumping Iron.
Arnold.
Yeah.
And his mindset is fucking
Yeah.
crazy. So like listening to him and like listening to people like Rogan or like Goggins or even Kevin Hart and those type of guys,
Yeah.
what you can achieve as a person it's up to you.
Well, everybody
What
has the
you
same
wanna
24
fucking do,
hours
right?
to do
Like,
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's-
I'm just not the type of person like I don't enjoy like sitting down watching TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
a good documentary.
Yeah.
Or
something.
about space.
Or space.
Yeah.
Plus Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking little bit of a Marvel nerd.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just driven, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
dude, no,
I
it's
just
good,
don't want
dude.
the normal, you
Yeah.
know, get up, go to work,
Yeah.
come home.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, no, because my day, like especially with being a general contractor, like I'm all over the place, like all
Yeah.
the time.
When you
Yeah.
got thousands of decisions to make.
Yeah,
You know,
like
and
constantly. Like I have to write everything down because I can't remember everything.
100%.
So it's like daily planner. Okay, if I gotta send an email, okay, I gotta go to Laura's project. I gotta
Yeah.
send this email, whatever it is, and as soon as I finish it, check.
I
check,
found
check,
doing that
check.
really changed how I thought about everything.
Yeah.
Is me taking notes about everything,
Everything.
and about scheduling everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really makes me like, I'm OCD as it is, but with that type of shit, I'm more OCD with like my work and schedule. And
Yeah.
Like ever since I started this podcast, it's been from October 2020.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
I'll be driving and I'll be like, oh, I got Drew Jameson coming on soon. Like
Yeah.
him and
Yeah.
Adam were on last weekend. And I'll be driving and all of a sudden, nope, question, Siri, make a note.
Yeah.
Goes in the phone and it'll just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I also get ideas from listening to other podcasts. Like I'll
Yeah.
reform a question where I don't want to like feel like I'm stealing somebody's conversation, but I'll take kind of snippets out of it, right?
Yeah.
And kind of reform a
yeah, but
question
you're
and
just
then use it.
taking other knowledge from other people and doing it your own way.
Yeah.
And that's how
Yeah.
that's how everybody learns.
Yeah.
That's all like
And just
that's how I learn the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One owning a business, like you said, you can't clock in.
What the fuck?
They're always
Oh
listening.
man.
But yeah, owning a business, like you said, you can't clock in, you can't clock out. Like, you know, people say it's 24/7, but it is. You know, I'll wake up at 3:30 in the morning and think, oh fuck, I got to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You jot it down on your phone, and you know you're always thinking. And there's so much to it that people don't understand. You know,
Yeah.
and
Like imagine trying to go work for someone now, being
Yeah.
self-employed
Oh, dude,
for a
I
bit.
don't
You're
think
just
we
like,
can.
How would I?
yeah.
Like I've had job offers before from people, and like they're tempting, but I'm like, there's no fucking.
Yeah.
I got to be here at what time and leave
Yeah.
at this exact
Oh,
time.
dude,
and
it's
this
the
is what you
worst.
get for a
Yeah.
break. I'm like, no, you can pound sand.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
No thanks. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, it was part of the main reason why we did it because I didn't get along with anybody. Like I had some good foremen that I really got along with, but a lot of guys at work, couldn't. I'm like, I'm gonna go punch this guy out in the back parking lot, you know.
Yeah.
So I almost had to quit, or I didn't quit, but I couldn't do it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah, and that's fine for some people, and that's no harm against them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But it's just
100%.
like as soon as you become self-employed, you're just like, oh my god. And
Yeah.
there's disadvantages and advantages.
Exactly.
Of course, like fucking everything, like
Yeah.
all the billing and fucking
Oh.
recording all your receipts, all the parts you got to
Yeah.
track, and you know your expenses every month,
Yeah,
and
think
make sure
about
all
making
the work's
payroll
coming
and-
in the door because
Yeah.
people come to you,
Yeah.
right? So you're like, you know, inside the shop being like, hey man, like we don't got a lot coming up. You're like, okay, what do we got to do?
Yeah.
Like, do we got to use social media? Do we have to fucking reach out to certain people?
Yeah.
Like, hey, how's your bike running? Just let me
Yeah.
know if you need a tune up. Like, I've
Yeah.
like for like 2 years, it's been like crazy for me.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like a month ago, I was like, fuck, like I don't have too many projects coming up.
Yeah.
But every time I think like that, I'm like, why do I think like that?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like email, phone call.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like, oh fuck, I just picked up another couple
Yeah.
$100,000 jobs. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like
Right?
something
Yeah.
always comes down
Yeah.
the pipeline, but
Well,
you always think, what if it doesn't?
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
well, and that's the biggest battle with entrepreneurs and business owners. So I've been really watching a podcast, David Bayer.
Heard the name before, yeah.
Yeah, so he was I don't know if it's David Bayer, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know his full history, but he ended up starting to I think he was broke, he was a drug addict, and he turned his life around, started a tech company or something, sold it for $40 million, and then ended up becoming a business coach. And so we hired a business coach. One of our good friends, his dad, and he's a good
Coach
friend.
Kyle.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Kyle.
Shout out, guys.
Shout out to Coach Kyle.
Yeah.
Coach Kyle, I keep my bikes clean, brother.
But
Honestly, one of the best guys I know. And so with David Bayer, like what Kyle teaches us, everybody thinks business coaching is to do with business, but really, like the whole premise of it is life is business. So if you have your life in order, your business is in order.
Yeah.
If your life is in shambles, your business is.
It's
in
just like
shambles,
organizing chaos every
yeah.
day.
It
oh,
is.
it's
It's
dealing
like
with the stress.
every
and,
day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
So David Bayer, what he talks about is quantum realities and quantum theories and stuff like that. So the biggest thing, like you said, is mindset. Like a lot of people, it's hard because it's natural human way to think negative. It like, you know, in religion and stuff, they
It's
say it's the
easy.
devil's,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
easy
thoughts
to
coming.
think it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like they say, you think demons or the devil is someone standing in your closet or in your room at night, but really it's those thoughts that go in your head, self-doubt, you know, certain
and yang.
things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's really yourself, and they say it's your own voice telling you, but you get 80,000 thoughts that pass through your brain a day, and they say half of them are just they're in your voice, but they're not real, you know. So it's your own voice telling you, but in religion they say that's demons, right, or whatever, right? But that's really just human nature. So like what he talks about is quantum theory, and in the quantum reality, there's 1,000 versions of you, right? You know, there's a rich version of you, there's a poor version of you, and
Is
to
this
get
like
there,
Interstellar?
oh yeah.
to get there,
I'm just
I don't
saying.
want to go too deep, but it's real. So to be the guy person you want to be, you have to think like him and act like him,
Yeah.
and you end
Yeah.
up being him. But if you don't believe in that, then it'll never happen, right?
Yeah.
So they talk about being optimistic, having positive attitude, and they always say, that guy's super lucky, and that's why he's always happy. Well, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe he's happy, and it brings the luck, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just how you think, right? Like, it's a battle every day for just being a man, a human in this world,
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say you're
Yeah.
just human. You're gonna like
Yeah.
I get overwhelmed sometimes, and I can feel,
You feel
like
it.
the stress. Like
Yeah.
I can almost feel my head like pulsate.
100%.
And I'm like, oh, I know what this is. And
Yeah.
I had a friend in here a while ago, and she was like, and I was like, yeah, I got to get up. I walk on the treadmill every
Yeah.
morning for half an hour, and then I go to work, and I come home and hit the gym. I got to deal with the kids. I got to think about the next podcast. And,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, I got to take the dog for a walk still. She's like, yeah, but you need to change your perspective. Instead of being like, I have to do this, I have to do this. Be like, oh, I get to take my dog
I
for
want
a
to.
walk.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
being
I get
grateful,
to go
yeah.
into the
Being
woods and have, some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
I get to sit in the river with the dog while he fishes for rocks. That's what he does.
Yeah.
And, I'm just like, yeah, and I've kind of almost like changed my thought process a little bit, being like, oh, I get to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's people that don't get to do any of
100%.
that, what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, so,
And there's so many people that would be in all of our positions that would crumble, from the stress that comes on. And it's just the stress management. Like you said, when you got no jobs coming in, you got guys working for you, you got payroll coming up, you still got to come in to the shop or around your employees and have that positive mindset because you're at the top. If you crumble, that energy bleeds onto other people and they
For
can
sure.
feel it. So you got to be strong. You got to be positive. You can't have that scarcity mindset of, oh, well, I got no jobs coming in. I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. No, you got to go get it. You got to get out there and get it. And then when you have all the work, you have to juggle that stress as well of being overwhelmed and too much work going on.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
And having the right people in your life, it makes a big difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
Good
mentors
support
see
group.
and
Trev, and
Yeah.
he's super positive, and we're having a laugh. It's the same thing as Ryan. It takes my mind right off it, and I'm like, what was I really stressed about today, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's easy to focus on the negative
Yeah.
things for
It's
some
so
reason.
easy.
Like it's
Yeah.
in human
So
nature
easy.
to always focus, like, like take social media, for example. So you have 100 posts about, say, this conversation. And you're like, oh, wow, great conversation, blah, blah, blah. And then you see the one saying, like, you still sound like an idiot.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yep.
that's all you focus on, even though there's 99 positive things about you.
Yep.
That one gets to you, and you're like,
Yeah.
What?
fuck, why does that
Yeah.
Yeah.
bug me?
Yep.
It's so weird.
Yep. It is so weird.
Yeah,
It's
it's like programmed in us.
It is.
somehow,
It is.
And I don't know why.
it
Well,
is.
it's just the way that the world is now. Like social media, you always see the good side of things and you never see the bad or the negative. And sometimes it gets defeating, but you got to go back and check and, okay, I met all these goals this year that I planned at the beginning of the year. And you got to go back and reflect on it every month, or, it's hard when you're so busy and you're burnt out. Sometimes that's the last thing you want to do, but then you go back and it's the small wins, and you go back and you realize how far that you've come. And sometimes you just got to be a little bit selfish and pump yourself up, right?
Yeah,
'Cause-
like where I probably need to work on is like if I complete something and someone's like, "Wow, that looks great," I'm like, "Yeah," because it just gets like old. You're like,
Exactly.
I redid the laundry and people come in and say, "Yeah, it looks amazing." I'm like, "Yeah, it's done. On to the next thing."
Yeah.
Like I don't have time to enjoy what I
Yeah.
just finished, and I'm sure that's probably almost the same for you guys. Like
Yeah.
you may do like a custom build or something,
Yeah.
and like totally deck out a new bike, and it's like, okay, out the door,
Yeah.
next one,
Yeah.
Well, like that DXA when we were looking at it. and I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're almost
People
sick
see-
of
you're
looking
almost
at-
tired of looking at it because you're looking at it so much.
Yeah. When people see
Yeah.
the finished product, but they don't see the blood, sweat, and tears that you
Yeah.
put in the 12-hour days that
But-
the corners that you're cutting,
Yeah.
It's all about the journey.
It is.
That's what it is. They say it's the journey. That's life. When
Yeah.
you get there, everybody says when you get what you want, it ain't all that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was the way. It was
it's
getting
the
there.
grind.
It's
you
the
know,
grind.
it's-
And you know what? When that bike was done, it was mint.
Yeah.
Mint. Showroom mint.
Man,
Yeah.
I loved it. And
But you don't realize how many times we had to redo it to get it perfect.
but I do.
And eat
Well,
some
I come
costs
by and I see these guys, they're stressing about these bikes, and I like how they stress about the bikes because they care about the work, and that's how you should do your job. And I see them go through these bikes, and then they go out and they're finished. And like they say, people don't see how much stress it is.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know if I could deal with that type of thing. It's like, you really want to make the person happy, and you're focusing on these little details, and you're hoping the person's happy when they pick it up. And that's the most stressful part, I think, about everything. Like when I used to do tile, when it got finished and the customer saw it, that's what the most stressful part was.
Yeah.
To make sure they liked it, because that was the most satisfying part of the job.
Yeah.
Was the customer liking the job.
Yeah.
Like, I miss that aspect of things, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's great to see those bikes go like that. They're mint. They're fresh. They're cool. Like, nobody's doing it like that shit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, 'cause
awesome.
I
to see.
can't- I can't remember being young and getting like pat on the back.
Yeah.
Being like, that looks fucking great.
Fuck
Like,
no.
I don't remember that. So it's like, oh, is that why the way I am?
Yeah.
Well, it's
Like,
a
I'm not trying to
generation
throw my
thing.
family under the
Yeah.
bus, but
It's a
like,
generation
I don't
thing.
remember
Yeah.
being like, oh, dude, that bathroom looks
But, like,
amazing.
dude,
Yeah.
you're
You almost, when you get a compliment, you almost,
you feel
Yeah,
weird. You're
yeah.
like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and you're humble
Right.
about it, and like Hermosi says, sometimes you're the only one in your corner standing there giving yourself applause. You know,
That's right.
like
Yeah.
no one else is cheering you on, it, but it's you. You know, and
Yeah,
that's the battle for sure.
yeah.
but, you know, it's you know, the more I realize it's just the journey of life. You know, like
Plus, as you get older too, then you start appreciating things. I think
Yeah.
a little more, because like in your fucking teens and 20s and stuff, you're like, who fuck cares? I just
I
want
was
to
fucking
I just want
broke,
to I just want
man.
to party.
Yeah,
fuck. I was
Yeah.
like check to check, hoping to get by, and
yeah,
But yeah, as you get older, you definitely appreciate somebody's hard work too.
yeah,
And how much work that actually takes.
It's also important, I think, to go through those years where you're like,
Oh, yeah.
fuck, I have to get paid.
100%.
You're like, and then because now, you're like, I was the same way for fucking years. Being
Years.
like, shit, where's the fucking money coming? Like, I got
Yeah.
fucking mortgage coming out. And now you're like, okay, I'm okay.
yeah.
Like, you know, if I broke my leg fucking tomorrow, I'm
Yeah.
okay for a year. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, like, you know, it's just,
Well, like you said, everything always works out. It always
Yeah.
ends
Yeah.
up working out. And you know how many years I've stressed and wasted of my life where, like you said, you know, like weeks, years go by, stress about something, and then after you're like, what the fuck was I even stressing about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
I know.
99% of the stresses that you stress about never end up
Being
happening,
it.
you
I
know,
know.
and
Right?
it's,
I know.
and that's the crazy thing, and you dwell on it, you know, and taking over the business when I was 24, you know, I sacrificed all my 20s, you know, and I didn't go
Yeah.
out and party. I stopped drinking when I was 20, you know, and I was sober for quite a few years, and then even from there just changed the lifestyle. And you know, I look back sometimes and I'm like, oh, do I regret it? Well, not really, you know, because there's
Yeah.
so many guys that wasted their 20s and they're not in the position that we're in, you know, and you look back at it and there's two different paths you can take, and you know, you choose the one path, and either path you take, there is going to be some regret to it, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Because, yeah, that makes sense, though, because if I think back to being 20s, it's like,
Holy man.
I don't think I regret anything I did. Do
Yeah.
I wish I focused on, like, the stuff I'm interested in now, I wish I was interested in my
Yes.
late teens. I'm
Yes.
like, damn.
yeah,
Like,
I wish I
probably-
was interested in Harleys in high school era,
yeah,
but
Yeah.
I was like snowboarding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
everybody did.
Yeah.
but some
but-
guys are still your guys' age, still partying, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Oh,
and
yeah.
like you don't even get to that point where, you know, it's just the short-term pleasures, you know, and the vices like we talked about earlier.
But it's experiences. Like, you know, we never snowboard because we were in Harleys. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad I
it's
had
like-
that era of
Right.
20s
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
where we did degenerate shit, and
Yeah.
it really got it out
Fence
of my
bowling and-
yeah. It was. Those are some of my best memories, but I think some of my best memories are coming up in my 40s.
Yeah.
100%, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Do you know what I mean? Like
I
I'm
like-
looking forward to now.
I like
Yeah.
getting older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so do I.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
have
you
more
figure
freedom.
You figure yourself out
Yeah.
more as a human, and you're like, in your 20s, you don't know fucking anything.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Like,
where
you're an
was
idiot in your
where was this
20s.
guy
Like-
in my 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I was totally different in my 20s.
You're a kid still. I
Oh,
remember
you're
I
a
was
child.
20.
Yeah.
I remember I was 22, and I went to this construction site, and I was working with these guys in their 50s, and I thought I was a man when I was 19, you know? So 22, you feel old or something. You know what I
Oh,
mean? You feel
man.
like you know everything. You know what I mean? At 22. And then, yeah, one guy's like, you're just a baby still. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm 22. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I'm 30, I'm like, I still feel
I
the
still
same,
feel
you
like
know?
in,
It's like
in my 20s. Like I still feel like, that guy that could do whatever he wants and anything. And
But
but then it's
Now you don't have your pillow for a night. You wake
Yeah.
up, you're like, oh, fuck.
yeah, it's just different, It's
but most successful men or people in general don't prime until their 40s. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's
Yeah.
when you take off.
Dude,
that's
that's right.
just the beginning.
And most successful guys went through it all, just like all of us. You know what I mean? They,
That's what builds the character.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like I would have gone down like a different road.
Yeah.
Because like I love like learning about space, but I love like watching like Earth programs,
Yeah.
like Earth documentaries, how mountains are made, how all this type of stuff. I'm like, fuck, I probably would have gone into
Yeah.
something else. I probably would have like, oh, I'm going to university, I'm gonna be a geologist or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Man,
Just a
remember
nerd
when
then.
you were going to
Then
be
you'd
a
a nerd.
DJ?
DJ Muscle Hamster.
DJ Muscle Hamster, man. That was a good era. We were pretty pumped. We were like, damn.
I went to DJ school. It was
Yeah, you
fucking
did.
Sweet, yeah.
Sick.
And you bought some turntables and shit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit back in the day was so dope.
I was pretty hyped. I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe he does
Yeah.
something with
Well,
this.
I always could picture I couldn't imagine like you talking like Tiesto, like one of the biggest
Oh,
in
dude,
the world.
yeah. House.
What that feeling of
Oh,
100,000
yeah.
fucking people like chanting your name and you're up there,
Yeah.
like what a crazy fucking feeling.
Dude.
I bet.
Whatever happened to that?
I don't fucking know.
It just kind of died.
Yeah, I think I figured I was like, wow, this is really hard, and I don't know computers that well. I was like, on to the next
This
thing.
is a hard job,
'Cause
man.
I've
the
done
nerds.
that. Yeah, I've done
Yeah.
that. I feel like a few times where it's like I jump in head first, and then I get in there. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And I'll make the decision too quick.
Yeah.
And not think the
Yeah, but
process.
what
But
about
that's
this?
the only way to do things.
Yeah.
This
Right?
is like
That's-
you edit this,
Yeah.
or do you have an editor?
Not really, because it's not much to edit.
Yeah.
I guess not.
Yeah.
But that's what got you to this point. You know what I mean?
I know,
If you
that's
didn't
the
go
thing.
through
Yeah.
that experience, maybe you wouldn't be here.
100%.
Yeah.
I would never have thought this would be going on, like how
Yeah.
it is in here.
This is so
No,
cool.
yeah. Because
It's
I wanted to
great.
create a space where people like walked in and they're like, dude,
Yeah.
this is fucking sick.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
exactly what
That's
happened.
right when we
Right?
walked in. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we thought.
And that's like the reaction like I kind of want,
Yeah.
So we're
Like-
big Joe Rogan fans, right? Like
Yeah.
martial arts, and so a kid I went to school with, he was in my, I graduated with him. Went to all high school with. He's on YouTube now. His name's More Plates, More Dates, and he's like one of the top.
Derek?
Yeah.
Derek Holes.
I
And
emailed him.
did
Oh,
you?
really?
Did he get back to you?
No.
Oh, no.
I'm not surprised. I send out emails to like some massive people. I'm like, I ain't getting a response.
But you gotta go
So-
for it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Well, Jamie, listen to this. Like okay, this is my perspective from going through high school, and no judgment towards anyone. High school, you're a different person, right?
For sure.
And I'm I like when you're in grade 9 and when you first go to a new school in grade 9, you remember all those kids later because you go through all of high school together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you guys, right? So Derek, I swear to God, like I only talked to him a handful of times, right? He wasn't much of a talker. Like he was the silent guy, right? And then now he's a straight up YouTube star. So
yeah.
it shows how your life can change and what you can want to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, look at him now. He's been on Joe Rogan twice. Like, he owns this supplement company, and you never know who's gonna do it when you're in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're always. I remember being in grade 12, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder who's gonna make it big here. You know,
Yeah.
besides me, because I always knew, right?
Dude, high school was such a different time.
Right?
Well, it was, because we had our 20 year. You came, didn't you? The
Yeah.
20 year. And
Yeah.
like 10 year was no big deal, because obviously because
Yeah.
of social media and Facebook, you kind of know what people are up to. But the 20 year, I was like, well, this is weird. It felt way stranger than the 10 year.
And I
Well, you
always
see the difference in people. Too.
Yeah.
when I go to these things, I always try to talk to the people that I don't see. Like I know what's going on with you and Lenny and Cody, and
Yeah.
I love hearing about it, but I'm like, I never see these people.
Yeah.
I have to see what they're doing. It's interesting. And you grew up with these people. That high school was a huge part of your life.
Huge.
It was huge, man.
Yeah. It's only
Like-
5 years.
Yeah.
But it's
It's
huge.
so
You know,
weird.
but it's 5 years. That's
Yeah.
fucking nothing.
Yeah.
But it's like
It really,
you're also
like-
developing
Yeah.
as a fucking male,
Yeah.
going through puberty and
That's
all
right.
that type of shit, sweating through 2 t-shirts. You're like, fuck, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Right? Like
100%.
fucking
Trying to find
It
who
wasn't
you
just me.
are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was there too, buddy.
Dude, packing 2 t-shirts and
Yeah, pop collar.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I really loved high school for the social aspect. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't finish high school, but I really loved going to school to see my pals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I loved about it the most, and
But-
I still love doing that.
Yeah.
And that'll never change.
Well, Trev, the weird thing is, like, I thought that too. Like, I remember my dad saying, like, he's like, how many friends you got? I'm like, 14. You know what I mean? And he's
Yeah.
like, in a couple years, give it a couple years. He's like, if you can count all your friends on one hand, you're a lucky guy, right?
Yeah.
And I remember in high school, I always thought, like, this guy's my buddy, this guy's my buddy. And then I remember getting into grade 12, and that's when I kind of started learning about people and learning how shady some people would be, you know?
Well, everybody gets into their, by that time, everybody's, clicked up, and everybody has their groups, and everybody still is really cordial. Like, I remember in grade 12, everybody had their own little groups, but everybody kind of hung out together, and
Well, you guys were different, too, because it was a little more tighter, smaller town.
yeah,
kind of
like
thing,
all our
you
high
know,
schools
so.
hung out together, and
'Cause how
we
many-
had friends.
How many
and-
people were in your school?
Oh, I don't even know, dude.
We had 12.
Well, I went to 2 high schools. They were probably the same size.
Stafford and Brookswood.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably roughly the same size. We only had like 200 and something grads.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's
yeah.
pretty good, though.
Yeah, I
we
think
had
it was around
300, so I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not-
Yeah, I enjoyed everything high school had, really.
Mhm.
Like, I still, like, you and, fuck, we've been friends since kindergarten.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, that's super rare, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what
probably
my
the
dad was
most
talking
rarest thing I have is,
You're talking
Knowing
what,
him.
like 30,
oh, like, dude.
33 years?
That's
Crazy.
Yeah, we're 39.
Yeah, I'll be 40 in November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 40.
Yeah.
It's coming.
It's good to have. Like,
40s and
some people
30s.
don't have that stuff.
No.
I think
Dude,
our friend
nobody.
group especially went through a lot of shit
Yeah.
together, like losing friends, 3
Yeah.
friends in one summer, and I think that's one of the main reasons why our friend group was kind of like different, because like we went through so much shit, and the only way we made it through it was because of our friends. So
Yeah.
that's why I think we actually stayed like pretty tight
Yeah.
too. So
And it's the guys that check in, like Lenny will check in and you'll check in, and those guys are always the same. And that'll just be the same. Like when we hang out, it's
it's not
like we missed a
awkward.
day.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like, oh, it's been a while, man. How you been?
Yeah.
Like,
even
it's
if
not
it is
weird.
awkward, I'm like, dude, like you're weird. Like why are you being like? It's just you just say whatever you want,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it should be like that towards all your pals.
Yeah, like the whiskey group I'm in, or some are like my best friends now.
Yeah,
We see each other every month and a half. We have a group chat on WhatsApp, and it's like the most fucking ridiculous chat ever. The
well,
amount
it's
of
like these guys.
beaks
They're
we give to each other.
Justin and Corey. They're not high school pals, but they're my best friends.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to them the most out of anybody I talk to.
Yeah,
And it's just we share so many aspects in life that are, well, motorcycle's the biggest thing, but the mindset is the biggest thing. Do you know what I mean? We think the same, we have the same humor,
yeah.
everything clicks.
Well, you surround yourself with people that are like you.
Yeah.
Because we're old enough now to be like, oh, we're not just friends anymore because we went to high school.
No.
We're just drinking
Like-
buddies, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's what it,
Well,
it
that
feels
was-
like sometimes. You're like,
yeah.
oh, we're still friends because we have so many memories, but
Yeah.
we're not making any new ones now.
Yeah.
Right, because the only reason we probably hung out in high school is because we went to the same high school and we fucking partied together on the
Yeah.
weekend. But as soon as that kind of moves on, you're like,
Yeah.
what do we have in common anymore?
Yeah.
Well, that's
You're
like,
like, oh shit, like
when I turned 30 and stopped drinking, I didn't even know who to hang out with. It was
Yeah.
just the weirdest part. I was hanging out with my dad a lot, hanging out with my brother, and I was like,
I feel like that's a hard transition though, because we have quite a few friends that went sober in the last probably 5 or 10 years.
yeah.
And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, I don't really see that group of guys anymore. You're like, yeah, I get why.
Yeah.
Well, you just
Right,
can't be
so-
hanging out at the same spots. It's
Yeah.
Well, some people bring you down, you know?
and yeah, it's just the influence is there for the first little bit, but
Yeah.
Well,
now dude, I could be around anybody that's drinking, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a thing for me. Like it's just
Yeah.
a lifestyle choice, but
But it's not just drinking. Like, I remember Snoop Dogg said, he's like, was it Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
He said, you're here with the people, and you keep going up, and they stay here. He's like, you're not going to drop back down.
Yeah.
They either keep up or that's it.
And the hardest thing to do is to almost just remove negative people
Yeah.
from your life.
It is really
Even
hard.
if you've been friends for 10, 15 years, you're like, dude, I can't do this anymore.
Well, you meet a lot of positive people when you stop being negative, because when I'm drinking, I'm negative sometimes, right? So I'm bringing that energy. But man, when I stopped, I met some of the most positive people.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I would way rather be meeting these positive people that are good influences and doing the right thing and living the right lives and being good family people, and shit like that really molds you.
Well, especially because of podcasts too. Now you can be exposed to like every interesting person on the fucking planet that either puts a fire underneath your ass, or you can get self-improvement from them, or all of a sudden they're releasing a book and you listen to it or read it and you're like, fuck, this book is unreal. Like Kevin's Heart book was fucking, I listened to it like 3 times. I was like, this is one of the best motivational books out there. Like, it's crazy how well it is. How good it is.
Well, you know Rob Breckwalt. His wife Ashley is working for Dan Martell now,
which is,
he's a big AI.
He's like a business coach guy, but he's got multi-million-dollar companies, and
huge.
He actually just lives up in Kelowna, but we watch a lot of his videos. And Coach Kyle, like he has the same mindset and kind of the same wisdom, you know. So if you ever get a chance, look him up. And a lot of this stuff is, you know, kind of AI oriented, and it's all kind of, you know, but it's just crazy watching this stuff and realizing, hey, there's other guys out there, or other people out there in life that have the same mindset and the same goals that you can work towards. You know,
it's like Travis Baker too, like super successful guy. Yeah. You know, dedicated, good mindset.
Yeah.
You know, good family man.
Always looking up and 4 steps ahead. You know.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like we really grew up with guys like that. Like, we really grew up with guys that are really on the hustle all the time. Like, well, your brother's a good aspect. Haas is a good aspect. They're good family dudes. They have respect for people. We had guys like that around most of our lives, which was nice. I'm glad I hung out with older dudes like that all the time.
Yeah.
Because it really showed me, don't fuck around. Like, be respectful.
Get shit done.
Yeah, do it. Like, if you're going to fucking say you're going to be there, be there.
But there's a balancing act in there. I always put it back to, like, if I'm going to do this new thing, it's like Jenga.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's see how long this can fucking wait. And you're like, oh, man, the Jenga is stacked up pretty high right now. It's kind of leaning a little bit.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah,
Holy
it's a game of Jenga.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
I mean, well, and that's the thing. I mean, every successful guy, mentor I know, they're just, like you said, it's like you, like super busy all the time doing things, right? With their family, things for themselves.
Well,
like,
it's inspiring.
Super creative.
Yeah, like,
dude, I don't even know how these guys have the energy sometimes.
It blows my mind.
I ask them and they're like, just don't be a bitch. And I'm like,
just do it. Just get it done. Like,
and I'm like,
sometimes I'm just in that mood. Yeah, fuck, get it done. When I'm at work, I'm just hustling all day, and it feels good to produce all day long.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's
because you can burn out. I've burned out a few times where I'm just like,
every year
you can't. Like, my anxiety will kind of kick up, because I dealt with it in my mid-20s too, like really bad for about 2 years. And I was like, I'll slip like a little bit. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll listen. Like, I'll like self-talk, like, okay, I got it. I see what you're trying to do. Yeah. Like, dial it back. You're doing a bit too much. Like,
but that's the thing. There's never a balance. Everyone says balance, but sometimes you're working 80% of the time and you got 20% for family, but then you got to switch it up and you got to be with your family or your friends or doing things for yourself for 80% of the time. And then you got to put work on the back burner. You know, that was the biggest struggle for us in the last 5 years is getting away from that, you know, and realizing, hey, we got to take the time and actually live life and enjoy the little things. Because if you keep working, you're just going to burn yourself out and then you end up self-destructing, you know, and you go off the deep end and, you know, you're abusing substances or whatever it is, right?
It's easy to slip.
100%.
Yeah.
It's easy to slip. Yeah. Like, we were in Soyuz last week, and, you know, everyone's, like, chilling on the beach, and I'm getting up at 6 in the morning to go for, like, an 8-mile walk.
Yeah.
And then go have coffee by myself and sit there, like, no phone, no nothing. Just, I met some guy was sitting next to me, and I was like, how's your morning going? So I ended up talking to this.
Yeah.
His name was, gave me his business card. He's a towel setter. He knew the Vanderveens. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, towel guy.
Small world, yeah. And, but it was nice because I was like, I can't just sit on the beach. Even though Katie's like, come down on the beach and just relax. I'm like, that's not enjoyable for me.
Exactly.
I can't fucking, like, retirement life is not just, I'm done work, I'm just going to chill. Like, that to me is death.
Well, that's how you die early.
Like, I can't just lay on a beach for 3 or 4 hours.
What about just hanging out, being with the kids?
But now the kids are at like a certain age where they're off because Mike and Leo are there, so all the kids are there. So the kids are off doing their own thing on Poplar Motel there in the Soyuz, and I'm just like, I can't. I'm like, all right, going for the walk in the morning, come back. 2 hours later, I'm like, I'm going to the gym, walk back, walk all the way up to the gym, come back, and be like, hey, Wilder, you want to go walk down the street to Turtle Bay? Yeah, but let's go. It's like, okay, go feed the ducks. I'm like, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
Like, I just can't. It's just not in me to lay there and do nothing.
Yeah.
I can't, even though I think it is good for you once in a while.
Yeah.
But I can't seem to do it that often.
Yeah. Well, even, like the first vacation we took after taking over the business, you're sitting there for a day and you don't know what to do with yourself.
Yeah.
You're like, what? There's nothing on my schedule. Like, you just go stir crazy, you know?
Yeah. It's a fine line.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it's having buddies around you that hold you accountable and also say, hey, man, like,
put you in check.
Fucking relax. Like, have a beer, chill out.
The wife once in a while was like, stop.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what else needs to be done? Like, I'm just like, okay.
Man, that must be irritating, eh? Katie probably hates you sometimes.
Oh, probably, yeah.
You're just that mailman from MTV, always scooting around everywhere.
Just doing one of these.
Relax, man.
Yeah, one of the things I actually had written down here was how's the motorcycle industry evolved? Probably since maybe you've been overtook the shop. Like, is there a lot has really changed in motorcycles? Because it seems like frame, engine, suspension, everyone's putting bars on, louder pipes, but like, has much changed on the bikes a lot?
Technology has changed a lot, right? So back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, guys had to work on their own bikes because you're on a road trip and there's no one to fix it for you, so you got to know how to fix it, or you're tearing the motor down in your garage. 90% of people riding now don't know how to touch a tool or touch their bikes. And that's completely fine, right? But there's so much technology involved, even with us having to learn every year. Okay, a new bike comes out. There's new problems. There's different technology that you have to learn and adapt to, right? And that's the biggest thing. They're so much like cars now, where they're just so updated, and some things you can't mechanically fix, right? And that's why we stick to kind of the older bikes, and we still mess around with the new stuff, but we kind of keep that going, and even reaching, like, telling Trevor, like, man, you can do this yourself, and then he fixes his bike, and that's the gratitude of him being able to figure it out and troubleshoot himself and not just have to rely on somebody else to fix your bike all the time, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever dive into like the history? Like, do you guys go back in time a little bit and like study up? And
we went to Milwaukee a couple of years ago, and that's like where Harley Davidson started, right? Okay. So we went to the Harley Museum, and we've always been fascinated in that. Like, they have a couple documentaries of how Harley started and all that, and most people don't really even know the history. But you gotta stay in tune with the past to go in the future, right? And that's kind of what builds the passion and fuels it. And like, every day we're learning something new, and you talk to mechanics that have been in the business for 40 years, and they're always learning. You're always adapting to things, and yeah.
Yeah, so everything just kind of keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then new problems. Like
new problems,
Yeah, in the last 5 years, it's evolved like crazy, to be honest.
Yeah.
And you don't really think it, but all these new bikes out, and the amount of horsepower, like the new motor that Harley just came out with after
which was like 10 years ago, but it's still new.
Well,
right?
After talking to Brian from Service Hog, they tuned one, and they got like 170 horsepower. And like, to get that out of a Harley, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, you're spending $20,000 or more, right? So
now you're just throwing bolt-on parts and
but they fail quick. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So how big of an engine is that then?
So it's 131 or 135 cubic inch.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and they've been coming out with like 159, 160 cubic inch, where in the 90s to get a 96 cubic inch motor was like the
Big
shit.
thing,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
That was a
yeah.
big motor. But
Yeah,
now,
100
guys, you
horsepower
can
is
do
a
a
big motor.
bolt-on kit. You know, you're obviously boring cases and stroking them out to get these numbers, but you can get plug-and-play kits that you just throw on, and people get used to the horsepower, you know? And back in the day, 100 horsepower, that was more than enough. But now guys want 160, 170, and where the fuck you going to ride that, you know? And out of a heart, like, you know, obviously on a sport bike, you can get 300 horsepower, right? But for a Harley to get 170 horsepower is like next level, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because like some of the cars you can buy today have like 1,000
Oh,
horsepower.
yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, what's the purpose of this? Like,
Well, in the Harley, you can't even keep the front wheel down.
Yeah.
Like, Brian told me you can't come around the corner on this Road Glide, 800-pound bike, no clutch, just gives it gas and the front wheel comes up. He's like, you can't even ride it. It's just
Yeah.
doing wheelies all the time,
Yeah.
right?
But it's the thing, it's just like life. Everyone gets accustomed to it and used to it, and then they just want more and more and more, you know?
But I
And
mean, it's super cool that Harley's doing
yeah,
this,
it's
too.
they're keeping up with the times, right?
yeah. Is there anything coming down the line that's exciting and new for Harley? Do you guys deal directly with Harley? Like, do you have like a sales rep and everything deal
Not
with them?
necessarily. Like the motor co is a big thing, but they've got dealerships, and then we're independent shops, so we're completely different than that. We don't have any of the knowledge or the tools that they have, right? So we don't really have a rep that comes around, but we're always up to the times, looking into aftermarket parts, new parts, what's coming down the line. Most of the new bikes you can't even really touch until a few years down the road because only Harley's got the tools or the technology to keep up with it, right? So that's a big learning curve for us. Every time there's a new bike that comes out, okay, we got to study it. We got to see what upgrades you can do or just keep up with the knowledge, right?
So always learning.
Always learning.
Yeah.
Constant.
Every
There's
year they
always
come
new
up.
problems that you've never faced, you know, and Harleys are a different breed. Like the wildest thing will happen to a Harley and you have no idea why it happened. Like no idea. They have their own personality,
Yeah.
you know, and like they'll,
Like, perfect example. Corey and I are out last night on a ride, and he shows up and he tells me his neutral light's not working on his dash. And I go, well, who gives a fuck? You don't need that. And then he's riding, and it'll turn on. And he goes, I don't fucking know, man. And that shit will happen constantly on these old bikes. You really have to figure them out, like these guys do all the time. But there's always new problem approach.
that's what's keeping us in business.
Yeah, brother. Guys like
I'm
me.
stressed out.
Guys like me that are just, fuck it, I'm just going to take my shit to them.
I guess
they're-
it all depends how hard you ride your bike too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some bikes are just lemons. Some bikes, like the
Yeah.
bike that I bought, for some reason, it always had the weirdest, craziest problems that you'd never expect. You can go over the whole bike, make sure everything's dialed in, and then some random thing will happen down the road, and you're like, fuck, I got to fix this. And keep going because I'm stuck on the side of the highway where there's no service. You know, you're in bumfuck nowhere, you know.
Damn.
You put this bolt in with red Loctite, tighten as much as you can, go for a ride, and then you look down, it's gone, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to think like those bikes.
They
like,
vibrate,
They fucking
like-
vibrate like
Yeah.
crazy. So
Yeah.
it's like,
But exactly, and it's how hard you ride it and how you maintain it. If you service your bike, maintain it, know what to look for, most of them are pretty reliable.
Yeah,
But there's guys that will ride a bike for 10 years and not even check the oil, you know, and
I never have a problem.
yeah, it's the guys that
And
are
it'll be
maintaining their bike and
the best bike, and you're like, how?
and your bike runs the best right
Yeah.
before it's about to blow up, you know?
But some guys, they take good care of their bikes, and they got good luck, and it's great,
Yep.
right?
yeah, because that's with any vehicle. too.
Anything.
Yeah.
Well, you got to be
Exactly.
really know what you're looking for when you buy a bike too. Some of these guys have no clue what they're looking for.
What did Dave used to have?
Well, he has a Road Glide now.
No, Harden.
He had a
Fat Boy? No, was it?
no, it was a soft tail. I think I forget what it was. I think it was a wide glide, man. I think it was a wide glide. It had ape hangers, and it was fucking cool as fuck.
Yeah,
It
I
had like
like
the
that bike a lot.
orange Harley pinstripe,
Yeah.
and the paint was really nice. And yeah, it was a really cool bike.
And you're on two wheels, like shit can happen
Oh, yeah.
in milliseconds, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like you got 4 more wheels to keep you on the road. Like something
and it can
happens
happen
and
to any bike, old, new. You
Yep.
see these new bikes, they shit the bed right out of the dealership.
Man,
And that's the thing people don't know. They're, oh, I'm going to buy a new bike. It's going to be great for years. Fuck no. There's always issues with any type of
Mechanical thing.
Yeah.
You know?
and the motors are what, high compression, and
Yeah.
you're dealing with this and you're dealing with that, and
Yeah. And that's
Well, it's like one of our good friends and clients of the shop, Jamie, buys a brand new bike, rides it from the dealership to our shop to get work done, right? Because he doesn't trust them. So he showed up. It was like 30 kilometers. And then we go over his bike, and he's missing an air cleaner bolt already. Brand new from Harley.
yeah.
From the ride over from Harley 30 kilometers to us, the bolt was gone.
One of the
And
top
it's like, what the
bikes
fuck?
they sell.
yeah.
He paid,
So-
it was a $60,000 bike.
Yeah.
And they all go
60
down an
grand.
assembly line, so there's
Yeah.
50 different people
Yeah.
working on this bike, you know, and they get PDI'd, but you know, you can't catch everything, right?
But it's just the love of Harley, you know, it's in our blood.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, or when my mom was pregnant with me, she was riding on the back of my dad's bike, and then he felt me kicking through her stomach on his back. And the first time he took me on, I was 2.5 or 3 years old, and he put me on the tank, and I'd hold the speedo, and I called it the clock. I put my foot on the horn and the air cleaner, and he'd take me everywhere we went, you know.
That's
And
awesome.
and so it was super cool. So it was always in our blood. You'd always
Man, we still
take us
ride
and-
with Roy, his dad.
Yeah.
We still go on island trips, and
Yeah.
he has a killer FXR, and we all have killer FXRs, and
Yeah.
What's
it's
your
just
favorite
cool.
road to ride? Yeah,
That's
one.
a tough one.
From-
the cusp.
yeah,
Or,
like Nelson to Nicasp and through kind of Cherryville there,
Fort
you
Denver.
know, and
or not Fort Denver.
New Denver.
New Denver.
Yeah, there's so many good rides in BC, you know, and that's the thing. Everyone talks about down south in the States, and there's tons of great roads down there, but up in BC, we've got the best riding,
Yeah.
you know. And unfortunately, like, you know, with the forest fires, there's only 2 or 3 ways you can go in BC, right?
Yeah,
But
right
once
now.
you get out there, yeah, it's there's so many, you know, it's getting lost. That's the thing. You can take any road you want and get lost on the road. You have no idea where you're going, and you hit some crazy
Yeah.
road that you never thought you'd hit. And, you know, there's no one around you. There's wild horses galloping in the distance, you know, and you're like, man, this is what life's about.
Yeah.
You know?
That's sweet.
yeah, it's
Just
the
the
best.
open road.
It's
Yeah.
the best, man.
Yeah. I know, because like Dave, my stepdad, picked up Eiley, my oldest, at school
On the
this
bike.
year on the bike.
Whoa.
So she had like my mom's helmet and her leather coat and stuff, and all the kids are like, "Wow!"
Yeah.
Cool, man.
You know, I was like, "Yeah, that's a big deal." For
Yeah.
a-
It
for
is.
an
It's
11-year-old.
cool, dude.
Like,
And when you're a
Oh,
kid,
it's
you
so
remember
cool.
that shit for your life.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
remember seeing bikers when I was a kid, and that's
yeah.
what shaped it for me. I'm like, holy shit, that fucking
if I
badass,
still
you
see
know?
a group of guys drive by me, I always look back to see if it's
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single time,
Yeah.
I'm always like, "Oh shit, there's
Yeah.
a group of them."
Yeah.
I still do. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
100%.
Yeah, they're cool. They're super cool.
Yeah.
And it's funny. You know, those guys are good clients of ours, and they're some of the best people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Some
But
of
we
the best
rode down in Arizona and California last year, and man, the roads out there are crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
and you can go miles without seeing another soul. You know, and the history behind that, just thinking, man, the cowboys were riding their horses down these paths, or you know, back in the day, and that's the shit that like just gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
You know, and just trekking from one place, you know, on your iron horse is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just you and this motor, and you're fucking flying. You know.
Well, and it's you pull in some small town. There's this couple that's 90 years old walking by you, and they're waving at you.
Yeah.
Or you pull over and they're like, "Wow, this bike is beautiful," and you fire it
Yeah.
up. And it's so loud, and you think they're gonna be mad, and they're like, "Wow, it sounds so good." And you know, we ride by a school bus, and all the kids go from one side to the other, hanging out the window, waving at us, and I wave, and it's. Like my dad always put it, he's like, "You're a celebrity on the Harley," and it's great. Like I'll pull up and there's 10 kids on the side of the road and they're all waving like babies, and
Well, it's
It's-
just the like
allure of
iconic
it, you know.
name of Harley. When people see Harleys,
Just being an
they
outlaw.
think a little differently than when they see a sport bike.
Yeah.
And it's just totally different, right? When you hop on a Harley and it's
Well, and you go
it's vibrating and it's just the best.
You're like a cowboy on a horse, and you come
Yeah.
through some small town, and some couple or some old guy that's lived there brings you in for dinner. You know what I mean? And he's just like, "Hey, you want
Yeah.
to come have dinner at my place?"
and you thought it would
like,
attract the different people when you get a Harley and you're like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna attract these young people. They're gonna love my bike, but it's always the old dude.
Yeah. You think
that
broads are
comes
gonna
up to
be
you.
coming up to you, but no,
Hey,
it's
man,
it's,
nice.
it's that
Right.
75-year-old old guy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like,
Really
Sick,
nice
brother.
Sportster.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, brother.
Yeah.
That's sweet though.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah, it's just
It's a
I
good
can't explain
community.
it,
It's probably one of the biggest communities, but it's everybody is super welcoming. Like when you go to these shows and
yeah. There's lots of ego involved still.
Yeah,
but
for
just
sure.
like anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's everything.
yeah, everywhere you go, there's gonna be that. But
Yeah, because if I have a bike like pull up beside me, if I'm like driving around during the day for work, and I look down, I'm like, oh, BMW. But if it's a Harley, I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
100%.
look way
Yeah.
more.
that's so
like at it.
Yeah.
that's so
It's just-
funny. Yeah,
it's
because
just
every
your-
light I pull up to, I'll look at the guy beside me staring at my bike, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
my motor, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's like a hot
it's
rod
cool.
too. You'll
well, you
get
see
is,
the
yeah.
chrome and you
100%.
see
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
it's just loud and it's
Well, it's like unique. You're like, what is
Yeah.
this guy?
everybody's
riding?
bike is different. It's all to what their personality is really.
Yeah.
You can tell a lot by what a guy
dude's
is
bike.
riding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just riding some contraption.
Yeah, and you're like, dude, how do
It's
you
shiny.
ride that thing?
Yeah, it's shiny, and then he's gone. Get
Yeah.
there, it's
like those
loud.
massive ape arms guys riding.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
God.
how are your shoulders?
Yeah.
Dude.
Like fucking
Their
all-
hands going
Yeah.
numb.
Oh,
Well, and
yeah,
the
like-
the chopper phase is coming back. Like, there's a lot of young guys like our age, and they're riding shovel heads that are made in
Yeah.
the 70s, and their front ends are raked. They got 10 over front ends, and they've got a back brake, no front brakes, and that's the cool thing is it always comes full circle, you know. And there's guys out there that are still keeping that alive,
Yeah.
right?
Are all the new stuff leaks into the old stuff? Say
Yeah.
guys are making choppers with Evo motors or like
or
twin
FXRs
cam-
with M8s.
Yeah,
and-
like updated motors, like this year's motor into a 90s bike.
Mm-hmm.
And they're cutting the frame and they're doing this and they're doing that, but it rides a lot better, right? It's going to feel like a new car. That stuff's really cool. I don't know if I'll ever be into it as much as I'm into like the old motors and shit.
Well, growing up in our era, well, that's what
Yeah.
we looked up to was like 90s style.
90s
bikes,
style
you know what I
bikes,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
90s
tough guy
movies,
bikes, drug
fucking
dealers'
everything.
bikes, you know, right?
Like you see all
cool.
these club dudes that are riding club style bikes and you're just in awe of these bikes, the
Yeah.
detail they take and they take good care of them. And that's how it really should be.
Yeah.
You really should treat your bike
Tons
like
of
your
passion.
fucking old lady. Like you take care of your bike. It shouldn't
Yeah.
be down. It shouldn't be.
Treat it better.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like
Rider more.
if my bike's down, I'm having anxiety about fixing the bike. These
Yeah.
guys know I'm on the horn. I'm asking questions. I'm trying to learn, but I do get that anxiety if one of my bikes is not running properly.
should.
Yeah.
Like it hurts. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, girl.
Well, it's like a
So
family
yes.
member, man, and you're like, fuck, you pour all this time and effort and tons of money into these things, dude. And it's like you want them to be perfect when you're out on them. You want people to look at them in awe, like, holy fuck, look at that thing. Like, you want to be different
Yeah.
than everybody else, right?
Is there a lot of competition for bike mechanics around?
There's new shops popping up and around, but there's probably about 5.
I
main
think we're the
shops, I
longest
think.
standing independent shop right now in BC. So
Nice.
a lot of shops drop off, and like Corey said, new ones pop up, but there's not much competition. There's enough work to go around for everyone, right?
Yeah.
And we're all in our different areas, and we all have our certain clientele.
And we
right?
support all
Everybody,
the shops.
yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
Like, we're all friends.
Like I said earlier, is that you want to see people doing well.
exactly.
You don't want to see someone go out of business.
No.
It's like, oh, that guy's got a fucking family, man.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, shit.
Well,
you know?
and a few of the shops have bailed us out when we needed help, right? So and then
And
when
vice
they,
versa,
yeah, vice versa, right? And we've helped a few guys out, and you know, like you said, it is kind of a brotherhood, you know, with the right people.
yeah. It's
So-
just true service, true work,
and
right?
and the passion
Li-
really
living
like
behind it.
a lot of it in this industry is really passion that drives it. You know,
Yeah. It's hard mixing passion with business too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
some
It's a daily
days,
battle.
some days we don't even want to look at our bikes, you know, because there's so much stress involved. And then you jump on your bike and that's what kind of triggers it. But at the end of the day, I can always go on my bike and realize, hey, this is what fueled all this. This is
Yeah.
this is what you know, we're grateful every day walking into the shop and doing what we love. But so many guys see only the good side about it, and you know, they're always like, well, if I was in your position, and that's cool. Like, you know, I want people to look at us like that, but at the same time, there's so much battle that we've gone through to get to where we're at, and to kind of keep fueling it and going after new styles and adapting, right?
Yeah, that's good though.
100%.
Yeah, I gotta come by then.
Oh, you should definitely come by the shop. Yeah.
I gotta come home and be like, hey, Katie, look what I got.
Man, you can take one of mine for a rent.
Like, fuck.
Yeah,
You
we
can
got
take one
some-
of mine out, man.
Yeah, I might take you up on that.
Oh my god, that'd be scary, dude.
Yeah, I know it would be. Yeah.
I'd probably give you the lighter, like the smaller one, maybe.
It's been a while. Fuck, I can't remember last time I rode a bike.
I'd be
It's
nervous.
been a while. I'd be nervous too.
Yeah.
I'd be nervous.
Because like I'm in almost a 40-year-old mindset versus a fucking.
But you're a fit
23,
dude. You're
Oh yeah,
fit
I'm not
dude.
scared
Like,
not to operate the thing.
Yeah,
to get it
exactly.
up and balance and
I'm sure
yeah,
it's fine. Yeah.
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 I always ask Lenny. I always offer Lenny, come by, man. I'll let you take one of my bikes out. Lenny's a really good bike rider.
Yeah.
He had a Harley. He knows what it's
What
about.
did he have?
He had a night train.
Oh yeah, Night Train. That's what it was.
It was cool as fuck.
And what was Todd's Harley?
He had a Nightster like mine. I had a 1200 Nightster. Todd had a 1200 Nightster. Bort had a 13 Street Bob. Connor
That's what the
had
Street Bob,
a
yeah.
Deuce.
Oh yeah, Connor had a bike too. I forgot about that.
And then Dave had the Wide Glide. And then Barnes had a Night Train too, I think.
Yeah. I think I liked Dave's bike the most. I don't know what it was,
Yeah.
but just the look of it, I was like, fuck,
The
that thing
paint
looks
was
sick.
really cool.
Yeah.
And it had the sweep fender like Liam's bike.
The bobtail.
The bobtail.
Yeah.
It had that
It's a
sweep
Wide Glide,
fender.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
It's a
cool.
crazy addiction, though. I think drugs might be a little bit cheaper, but
Oh, dude, 100%.
100%. I would think so, man. Like,
but we
the
st-
obsession.
but we still got all our teeth, you know.
Oh yeah. It's crazy when you get obsessed about these bikes and what you want to do and how many parts and how much you can customize these bikes. It's almost overwhelming because you see Instagram and
Yeah.
social
Oh, yeah.
media. and-
Instagram doesn't probably not
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, it's
help.
not
You're
the
like,
best.
ooh, that looks good.
yeah. And you compare your bike to all these other ones, but you can't do that. It's,
Comparison is the thief of joy.
It's
Yeah.
bike, yeah.
you just
bike porn.
Yeah, you really just got to ride it and enjoy the ride on the bike.
Yeah, stay in tuned with it. and-
Yeah.
Fuck, you guys have sold me.
Oh, dude, it's
Dude, it's the best,
It's
man.
fucking awesome,
I
man.
wouldn't give it up,
for anything.
dude.
Oh, Dave would
never.
be like, "You're getting a bike."
Yeah.
You'd be
Like, yeah,
overly
let's go.
pumped.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. He would be the best guy to go and ride with,
Yeah.
to learn from.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'd be a fucking rookie all over again.
Yeah. But
That's the best part.
Which
It
is
hum-
fine.
it humbles
I'm
you.
fine with
That's
that.
the
Like
best
I'm
part.
mature enough now
Yeah.
to be like, yeah, I don't know fucking anything.
Yeah.
When you're 20, you're like, yeah, I fucking know
Yeah,
everything.
right?
Yeah. You learn fast.
Yeah. But
Oh
like-
yeah.
My
yeah.
my dad always called it the psychologist, his therapist, the bike.
Yeah.
You know, you're having a bad day, things
Yeah.
aren't going right, you jump on your bike and you forget everything.
Yeah. It's like Wild Hogs. Have you ever seen that movie?
I know the movie, but I never watched it. That's
so
what
good.
You
Tim
watch
said.
it now and
man.
look at it, and then you see some bikers out in the wild. You're like, man, that guy's totally a
Just a
dentist,
bunch of
you know?
brothers. Yeah.
No
And you love
surrender
it, though.
special.
But that's the cool thing,
Dude, yeah.
you know. You change your personality when you're on your bike, and it makes, you know, like you said, freedom. But you know, you can get on that thing, and you're a totally different person.
You
And
can
you
do
know
whatever
what?
You want.
Most places I go, I don't really even like talking to people, to tell you the truth. But
Yeah,
when I'm out on my bike alone, I get approached every time I'm parked having
Yeah.
a smoke. And if it's another guy on a bike, I don't mind chatting it up. It's
Yeah.
just about bikes and
Like you said, community.
Yeah,
Brother-
dude.
Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're like,
like-
what's going on, man? How you doing?
there is
Yeah.
some
Where'd you
Larrys
ride
on
from, you
bikes,
know?
but
Because you don't know him, but you already have something related
That's
to
right.
him.
Right?
Without
Yeah.
even saying one word.
yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
so the amount, you know, when I realized it, when we were riding in bumfuck nowhere, and then you see one other guy coming on a bike, coming from bumfuck nowhere, and then you throw each other a wave.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
good luck, brother. You know, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I hope
it's
you don't break down the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like almost a connection. Just the wave, that split second you see him,
Yeah.
never see this guy in your life again. But that
Yeah.
quick moment, you
Yeah.
make eyes and wave like.
But when we're out locally,
You know?
we don't wave at people, man.
I
don't-
was, you know
we
what I
don't-
was thinking
It
because
gets-
when I was
it gets
riding,
tiring.
it was like guys in Harleys don't wave at guys
Yeah.
in crotch rockets.
No.
They're
And
like,
guys on
"Fuck
scooters.
you."
I waved at a scooter one time. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I had these mob of sport bikes pass me the other night, and they were just actually waving at me,
Yeah.
like totally just
It's just sick, you know?
loving it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, they're
I'm
having a
just-
good
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
You're
and
having a
I-
good
you wave
time,
back.
like, whatever.
yeah, and I didn't
Just
wave
give you, like-
back.
You
But you
didn't
know
wave
what?
back.
Trevor's just mugging the whole
I
time.
wasn't like,
Fuck these
You
You
guys.
know?
mugged us one time.
yeah,
They're like, that's a girl riding a
yeah. But like, I enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's just they're having fun. It's cool.
Or,
Whatever.
or you see a guy pulled over, broken down. You're like, man, I got to help this guy.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
pull over, even if
Yeah.
you can't
Harley
help him,
guys.
you're there for the moral support.
Yep.
And you're like,
Yep.
man, you know, I'll get you back on the road, or I'll just sit here until a tow truck comes,
That's
or
right,
we
yeah.
can jimmy rig something so you can get back home safe.
10
you know?
sport bike guys will go blowing past you, and then the one Harley guy.
Oh
pulls
yeah,
over.
we'll always stop.
Yeah.
And then he
always
goes, "Hey,
nice
you need
cold
help?"
beer in
You're
his
like,
bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just smoking a joint. Hey, you want a beer?
Yeah, it's usually like that. Yeah, they're usually having a beer or smoking a joint, and
But I
That's
remember
just how it
riding with my
goes.
dad, and I was, 10 or 12, and we were going through like Spence's Bridge, and we saw a guy on a sport bike pulled over, and no one was helping this guy. My dad, he knows fuck all about fixing bikes, but he's like, let's pull over and help this guy. So he had a flat tire, so he had a plug kit. We helped him as much as we could, and he's like, man, like 10 guys on sport bikes just ripped past me, but 4 different Harley guys pulled over just to see if I was okay, and that's the goal of riding, is getting home safe to your family or wherever you're going back
yeah,
in one piece,
Yeah.
and that's,
Make it home.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like being a cowboy, Like, it's weird. There's morals, there's standards to it, like cowboys, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Right?
respect, and there's like, you're giving certain people respect, and you're getting it back, but some people don't really know that type of deal, and that's where
It's the biker mentality.
I
or-
differ from people like that. I'm really about that, the respect factor about bikes and certain bikes and how people act around bikes and how people ride their fucking bikes.
Yeah.
If you're a fucking clown and you're being unsafe around other guys
Yeah.
that need to get home.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not riding with
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just X those people out.
Yeah.
Like, I only ride with these two and probably another couple guys,
Yeah.
but
There's
I'm really picky choosy about who I
certain
ride
guys
with.
you don't ride with, and
Yeah.
that they put you in unsafe
Yeah.
positions, and you feel weird about it right when you get that vibe, like one of our buddies said, you'll be riding with some crazy guys, he'll just be like, I'm out, take the next exit,
Yeah,
because
you
you don't want to
just-
be around that shit.
Well, it's so
you know?
easy too. You're like, bye.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah.
Just go down the
Yeah.
road. You're like, yeah. You're not like you went to the party with a guy. You're like, well, he's driving me home, man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
point.
and you know what? I enjoy myself. I don't know, dude. I ride a lot by myself, and sometimes it's the best fucking ride.
Yeah.
That was some of my favorite times to ride was
Yeah.
by myself.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, oh, this is so nice.
You can
Yeah.
pull over wherever you want. You're not.
Worrying about what other people
Yeah.
think, or
Yeah.
is everyone else having fun like me, and
Yeah. What speed you're going? Am I keeping up?
Well, you learn about yourself a lot.
Yeah,
too.
a lot too. Like,
Yeah, because a lot of I know Dave and his group, I think some of them are like fucking mics.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, when I
that's what we
used to
got.
go with
Yeah.
rides with them, I didn't have any of that,
Trevor
and I
refuses
was,
to get one.
I just like
Yeah. It's
I
a
know.
game changer, though.
Being- with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
know.
buy one, and I did try to use it, and
Yeah.
I just really wasn't a fan of some like.
Just
I
making
want to
fun of
chat,
But we never connected, did we?
Yeah.
No,
No.
I
But
was in
like
Kelowna.
sometimes,
don't
like
even
me and
talk.
Corey would ride without headsets when we first started riding, and you'd see something cool like the sickest
Yeah.
view, and then you'd want to tell this guy, and then you get to the next stop and you
Yeah.
completely forget. But when you're communicating, you're like, man, look at that fucking eagle flying right there. Like, that's unreal.
Yeah, the
or
eagle,
like,
yeah.
me and Corey are riding, and my bike's cutting out. It's breaking down. I'm ripping up next to him, show him. He looks at me, thinks we're racing. He takes off. And I'm like, well, fuck, I got to pull over, right? But then now we're just like, hey, man, there's something going on with my bike. Like, okay, we all
Yeah.
pull over. You got to piss.
Yeah.
You can pass in a certain time. You can time it. You're kind of all one, you
like,
know?
he'll be in front of me, and we're going around blind corner. He's like, watch out, there's gravel on the right side.
Yeah,
And it's
Safety
like, there's this
factor,
huge
yeah.
pothole, right? And,
Yeah.
hey, we're going to pass now, Or, hey, you smell that bacon
Yeah.
come around the corner? Because you smell
Oh,
everything on the
yeah.
bike, right?
yeah. Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
You smell that cow shit.
yeah.
Future plans with the shop? Any big things coming up, or just it's rocking pretty well as is?
Just
So,
well-oiled machine. Keep it going.
Yeah.
And
I mean, our sky's the limit. Always thinking about bigger, but
But we've always had those goals and those mindsets, especially when we first took over. We wanted to get huge. Like, you want to grow the business, but then you realize how much you want to grow. You grow 10 times and you've got 10 times more stresses, you know, and we pump workout. We've got a good clientele, and you're always looking for more work, but at the same time, how big do you really want to get? And is it going to ruin the passion for you? Right.
Yeah. You don't want to grow too fast. Like, I know a bunch of guys that have just grown too fast. They're like, I don't have the manpower.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they fire everyone. They're like, yeah, I just want to go back to me and one other guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and quality too. Right?
Yeah.
Quality
'Cause
drops.
you have too much work, then you're pumping out not shitty work, but things get missed, and then you get a bad name and a bad rep, and that can go south real quick. You know,
Word
so
of
that's
mouth is the best.
yeah. So like we always try to put out true service, and everyone on our team, which is awesome, is passionate about it. So safeties are number one concern. You know, like obviously making money in a business is, but we want this guy to leave on his bike and have everything be safe and well running, and that's kind of the gratification you can get from it. You know,
everyone our employees puts their life on the line.
Yeah.
For our customers, because we're the ones fixing their bike and they're on two wheels, and it's life or death at that point. Like same as parts, selling the right parts.
Well, lots of people ask me, like, I've got 2 bikes. I used to have 3 bikes. Well, why don't you try to cut the cost by doing your own work? Well, I'm kind of putting my life in this bike.
Yeah.
So I want somebody that is knowledgeable and credited and is watching for shit that I don't know that could potentially go wrong, where I don't make it home or something drastically happens.
Because anyone can bolt a bike together,
That's
but
right.
is it built properly? Are the clearances spaced enough?
Do the brakes work?
Yeah. Is there tolerances? Right. So
It's just what you want a professional. It's like hire an electrician.
yeah.
Same fucking thing. You want to make sure shit drains properly.
It's like
Like,
hiring a
doesn't
tile guy,
burn
man. You
off
see
fire.
all these tile nightmares because they want to do it themselves. And
And even heavy duty mechanics compared to working on a motorcycle, it's 10 times different. You know, the concept is the same, putting things together, making things work right, but there's so many things specifically to Harleys that are different than cars or hot rods, and the tolerances are super tight that if you mess one thing up, it can be a catastrophic failure, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense though.
Yeah.
Nice. Like a one final question, I guess would be directed towards everyone. So this has nothing to do with Harleys. Just a random question that I asked each new guest in the studio.
Yeah.
If you could have a conversation with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Wow,
There's
that's
a lot on the
great
list,
question.
but yeah.
So I'll go you, Tmac, you go first.
oh, me first, man.
Yeah.
Anybody? Dude, that's tough, dude. I'd probably say my mom. For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Thought so.
Drastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, very drastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got a few, like big Bruce Lee fan,
Yeah.
Bob Marley, Jesus. That's a
Yeah.
good one, you know,
That'd be an interesting one.
right? I had someone else in mind, but totally forgot. Yeah, huge inspirations, you know.
Yeah.
things like that,
Good answers.
so.
Good answers.
Yeah, same with me. You know, Bruce Lee, he was a big aspect in our life growing up. You know, we're half Chinese, right? And he was part white, right? So we kind of had the mindset growing up. Obviously, it was a lot different back in the day for him, but just the struggles growing up, and that's what really fueled us to get into martial arts, you know, and it was a big confidence thing, you know, going around when we were kids, and, you know, we were smaller kids, and, you know, we'd get picked on and not bullied per se, but a lot of times the confidence wasn't there. And then we'd watch these Bruce Lee films or Jackie Chan films, and we're like, man, like if I could just defend myself like this guy, or just have the mindset of it, you know. And then that's when we got into martial arts, and it really changed our lives. And I think that's what really put us to the position we're in right now, you know, and just having the confidence to walk in any place and know, hey, I can defend myself, I can handle myself, and even just having the mindset. Like once we started training martial arts, we realized the last thing you want to do is get into a fight, you know, and having the ego. When I was a kid, I always thought, oh man, I just, you know, want to punch this guy out to, in the end, really make myself feel tough. But when you know that you can handle yourself and you don't doubt yourself, a lot of my anxieties and insecurities went away, you know, and that's what we really liked about Bruce Lee growing up is, man, that guy can walk into a room and he was the guy, You know,
Yeah.
no one would fuck with this guy. You don't want to say the wrong thing to this guy. And it's not even just about the violence. It's just about how you carry yourself,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I've
Well-
always heard that from people that are really into martial arts. It's just like, oh, I don't want to fight.
It's
Yeah.
a game.
That's the last thing you
It's
want
the
to do.
last
That's
thing
last
you wanna do.
resort, you
Well, and
know?
that's what we learned from our sensei, Blake Lorette, coolest guy,
Yeah.
black belt in 5 different martial arts, and the most disciplined guy, nicest guy, and Ryan Christopher too, jiu-jitsu guy, and Taylor Christopher, his brother, the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your life, but they're lethal, you know?
Yeah,
So,
I've always heard that. Obviously, listen to Rogan and all the fighters
Yeah.
he has on, like some of the nicest fucking people.
Oh, yeah.
nicest people.
But they're like fucking savage killers.
Yeah.
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 You're like, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
But they were, you know, walking in the gym too. I was, embarrassed, didn't know what I was doing, and these guys were super encouraging, and maybe made us believe in ourselves, and that kind of changed the path of my life at that time. Especially being a rut. So
Yeah.
Good answers. Like them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap her up.
Sweet, man.
Thanks for
Sounds
having
good,
us.
man.
Yeah.
That was-
Thank
that was
you,
That-
dude. That
I
was
thought it was a
just
great conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves.
Oh,
No, this was
Totally.
awesome. We really
Yeah.
appreciate you having
Yeah.
us out, and
For sure.
and like I said, just surrounding ourselves with guys like-minded like us, it really helps, and it helps fuel it and keep us
Yeah.
going.
well, I'd
So,
like to come back on one time and pick your brain, because
For sure, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like
man.
about
Everything.
we're big into health and stuff, and mindset. So we honestly we'd love to.
Yeah, well,
Turn
we can
that-
do this
turn
again
around.
for sure. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I'll come by the shop first.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, figure stuff out.
And everybody, bring your fucking Harleys to Denco Cycle. Every fucking buddy.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell
We
yeah,
didn't pay him
brother.
for this, so
They're never paying me.
It's on.
He just gets,
Always a supporter.
just gets free merch, you know?
Yeah,
I always pay for all that shit.
yeah.
Like
How much is that
everybody
shirt?
should. Everywhere I go, brother.
Awesome. Thanks
Right on,
again,
man.
guys.
Yeah.
No problem.